Ooh, look on my face. What is this now? You could tell I ain't been on live in a little while. Okay. If you are my love and I gave you all my trust, would you lie to me, baby? Hey, girl. This is one of my favorite pictures of this kid. Hello, baby. How you doing, Wendy? What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? Hello. There we go.
Hello.
Fresh cup of coffee. Y'all got me for at least like a good hour and a half today.
Yeah.
That's a long time in Tristina. Hello.
Your hair looks nice.
Thank you. This actually, I did my blowout the other day and I didn't flat iron it and it lasted
Yeah, it's
a
got
lot
volume.
longer.
Good.
Yeah, like it's not as greasy as it typically is by this time of the week. I've been doing my little wrap it around.
Look at that cute baby.
I know, I can't. I love that picture of her. That was the day we had our first date. Me and the gardener. That was our first date where we went to that fair with all the animals and shit. Like you could see him in the background a little bit, his little arm over there. And then I'm here. But she was just like, that was full blown Sevy is Sevy. She had on these cute little overalls with her flowers. She running around. You would have swore this festival was for her and everybody was there for her. It was just like, oh, this is cool. This is nice. We're looking at all these animals. She's
How
seen a
happy she
cow.
is for those eyeballs. Look at those. That's so you. That is such a you face. Yep.
It was like a Sevy, look. And she turned her head. We were looking at, I think, goats. We were looking at the goats. And she's like, you see these things? This is crazy. She was so in shock by all these freaking animals. Like, what is this? Then there's these cows, and the one cow was like laying down. Like, it's one thing for the cows to be up and somebody holding you and all that shit. Yo, sister girl was eye to eye with a cow. She like looking at us. So then, oh boy, he was like, yeah, he was talking to her. He was like, yeah, this is a cow, blah, blah, blah. And he went and touched the cow and went and looked at me like, this nigga just touched the cow. Oh my God. She went, I wish y'all could see, y'all knew her personality more, but she literally, that shit was so, she was like, in all my days, she's my child so much, yo. That shit was so funny. She like, oh wow, in all my days, I've never seen somebody just touch a cow like that. It's crazy.
Oh my gosh.
And it's like, of course, you little old lady. Of course, in all your days, you've only had about 360 something of them at that point. I'm pretty sure you didn't see somebody touch a cow, but that shit was so funny. Then she's like, she got this thing where like she'll be like, wow, like gonna walk on and go to the next thing, and it was just like. Then there was a horse getting wild. She looking at the horse like, "Oh, you getting a scrubby? Yeah, good. Look at all that dirt you got. That's crazy. You got your feet in this mud." Oh my god, my baby funny as hell. Mm. She's funny as hell. I miss my baby, yo. I definitely do. She's fucking hilarious. We laughing like, I was just laughing the other day. My favorite is that whole her gonna beat my mom up with them bottles. That's probably one of the top tier funniest fucking things. Yo, no, the first time I ever got like real like that like toddler like out of her. Because I don't know if y'all know this or not, but remotes are illegal in my household. It's illegal for children to play with remotes. Now, I'm not lying. Because remotes got batteries, okay? And if a child chokes on a battery, who they gonna look at? Me. So you can't play with it or mommy gonna go to jail. This why I think this whole circumstance, maybe she is keeping up on it a little bit differently than we thinking. Because if babies get a battery, mommy gonna go to jail. So you can't have a remote, right? So the one day she got the one remote, she boop, 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 boop. I turned my head. I said, Seven Moon, put that remote down. She went, and threw. I said, and she just looked at me and smirked like, I know I got a little carried away. My bad. Like, I ain't even have to say nothing. I just said,
You got the mom look. Yep.
Bitches, you good? You just throw it. I said, girl, too much dip. And she laughed. She picked it up and she walked it over. But that shit was funny as hell. I said, girl, don't you? Ugh. Thank you. That's my favorite picture. I didn't want to use that one on like the flyers and all that because that's one of my favorite pictures. I just can't. I don't want it, like not ruined, but like I don't want it ruined. Like I don't want that moment to be the moment on the flyer. That's why I picked the picture that is her with my mom because that's the last moment we saw her. You know what I mean? Like that was like it. Like that day when she was at the court and all of that would have been like the last day. So I wanted to use literally the last day, but yeah, no, it was way too good and too happy of a day. I'm not gonna it's not gonna be ruined. Fuck no. She walking around that shit in them little overalls, looking at everybody. What you up to? That's cool. Yep. I miss my baby, y'all. I just got done saying to Megan, and I'm gonna say it on here. I don't give a damn. If I don't find my child alive, a lawsuit gonna be the least of their motherfucking worries. Because I'm really like, I've been telling y'all, I know who's on here now. So you guys know that I've said this. I've lost all that. Like that shit's gone. Like I don't have a hope, so to speak, anymore. Like I don't have a hope. Like right now, this is literally just, I'm going to keep this going until somebody gets my baby. So I'm going to operate with the same quote process that they want through this court, acting as if my child is alive, acting as if we are just waiting for a piece of paper. We're just waiting for you to, give the authorization. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I have to move to keep the legal documentation of it going. I have to move as if she's alive, as if she is just off with Ronald gallivanting across the country. But the statistics completely say otherwise. Now, I would absolutely love to be the one. Exactly. She's divinely protected. Like, I would love to be the 1 in a million that my child is going to be fine, that my child is prayed over, that my child is protected at the most. Ronald's crazy ass is just ducked off hiding somewhere. You know what I mean? Like, I really, really, truly want to believe that. I truly fucking do. And that's why I continue to, like, today's a bad day where I have to come to y'all because I need that tap in. Like, we need that spiritual and energetic tap in of like, no, my baby is protected. Like, her name is Seven Ayani and Moon. I told you. The seven, the divine day, the 7 days. Ayan is a gift from God, a manifestation. Iyad is a strong and powerful person, and then Moon is going to light up the darkness. So I really want to believe that this circumstance is what blows the ceiling off of family court, because ultimately she's being blatantly disrespected. Like, her as a whole human being is being disrespected.
Yeah, I feel like the court is trying to make it about you and Ronald, and it's like, no, this is about a freaking 2-year-old. Are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm. Me and him could argue in court with you. We could. Nobody's arguing. If y'all haven't known this by now, no one is arguing the facts that I'm saying. And they're quite literally proving it, because, like I said, we was waiting on that appeal, and I'm like, oh no, I'm playing a little game. I played along with a little game of like, we're just waiting. We're hoping that the appeal could change something. We're hoping that the facts they got with that goddamn appeal made them people shake. And then they doubled down on the appeal, but they still have not served us. So it's as if, yeah, we made that appellate decision so the public can see that we said nothing was wrong. But legally, they've made no fucking moves. They've not served us. They've not opened up the door for us to take it to the higher court to say, oh, y'all said nothing was wrong. Well, let's talk about how wrong it fucking really is then. Because you're ignoring the fact she was conferencing out of state. That alone, that court, the same court, I'm down the block from these niggas, okay? So when I point and say the same, that court literally just made a ruling about similar circumstances. So they're contradicting their own fucking rulings about a circumstance. But that's why they didn't go into depth into that order to be like, no, when they claimed about the out-of-state conferencing that this was not this or this was, they didn't fucking argue none of the merits that Brian was claiming, because there's nothing you could say. You trying to pretend like you're not acknowledging it. The video on YouTube is there. We see it. We see what Brian argued and you upheld. So if you don't want to give us the access to take it to the higher court, that don't matter. I will try you in public opinion. I'm coming for each and every motherfucking one of those judges over there. I'm going to make sure that you're all held accountable, that you ignored the fact that that man already was withholding my child from me. You knew from me. That 176-page motion I sent to them was from me telling them what Ronald was already doing. So they knew from me Ronald was already hiding addresses. They knew from me Ronald. So the address that they got on file is the same bullshit ass address that
The court
has. Yeah, sorry. That was just, I had a lot going on. My bad. This is my work line. You know I go squirrel. Yeah, they had the same address. And now they mad because y'all keeping this whole docket open.
Well, I just really appreciate everyone who's here.
Why did you not? Oh my God, girl. I just saw that. Are you here, Jessica? No.
I don't think so.
Oh, yeah. I agree that if she is alive, we're at the point of they have no choice. You have to give me a custody order. You cannot, because I put in, so on Friday, I filed an emergency ex parte, which means Ronald don't even have to be here. And when I filed it, guess who I saw out in the hallway? Mitchell Trait, Seven's attorney, who's been ignoring me. So I said, here you go.
Problem is he can't be her attorney because he's never had a conversation, never seen her, doesn't know anything about her.
Exactly. So you can't actually fucking represent her. And that's why none of them are doing anything. So there's multiple attorneys that are representing my child, but you can't. You haven't met her. How do you represent somebody you have not met? That's two.
Maybe that's why he's not filing anything.
Exactly. Because no matter what you file something that shows you represented her. The chances of somebody getting the transcript and all of that, we're so far down to be able to say anything. That's why they don't want to give me transcripts. They try to make it harder for me to get them. Because I requested them that the court has to provide them. The court needs to defend what the court says. So you need to give them to me like it's discovery for your own bullshit. Oh no, baby, it's much worse. Oh no, it's much worse than that now. I might get on a podcast tonight.
That would be good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how many of you guys are local, but there was a mother who called RPD because she was concerned about
Greece.
Greece.
Yeah.
They called the Greece Police Department, which is still Monroe County, because she was concerned about her child. And they pulled the same bullshit that they pull on Tristina of like, we don't get involved in custody matters. And the baby ended up dying, being killed by the father. So it's just putting even more pressure about what's going on with Tristina and Seven Moon in the forefront. Yeah, it's really bad. It's showing a pattern in Monroe County of like them not protecting kids.
Yeah, baby was dead. 3 days. 3 days. 3 days they ignored her fucking calls and her complaints. So then they finally got the apartment complex to open up his house, basically like, look, you know, he could be mad at us, we don't give a fuck kind of energy of like, this is what I'm assuming this whole situation was looking like. But apartment complex opens this up. So then they still wouldn't go in. Now this was I think it was the Monroe County Sheriffs at that point, still would not go in the home to conduct the welfare check. Right? The family and friends went in the home and found the baby and the dad dead. But then the news reports on it, just like, oh, dad and son found dead in home. It appears like murder-suicide. And they immediately interview a neighbor of like, oh my God, I can't believe it. I was so sad. We was worried all.
She'd been called for 3 days. And now what are we at? We're at 520 days of calling. And still nothing is being done.
At all.
Like they have not learned their lesson clearly.
Yeah, it's been 520 days. No welfare check from anybody in this county has resulted in actually seeing her.
Or any county.
That part. They didn't, after that instance, they did not even get to see her. You understand me? Like, they didn't even see her after that. They did not see her at all. These people have they failed my child, bro. They flat out played in our fucking faces with his little girlfriend, boyfriend. Mm-hmm. And then, so, oh my God, so then, bitch, we got a CPS report from the last CPS worker that was supposed to be looking for them. She was looking from here to California, right? She was supposed to be working with the California CPS worker to locate them. They pull up Ronald's car and they leave it at that. They pulled up his car, saw there was diapers in it, and that was sufficient enough to determine he was there and close the case. This writes a report coming back saying, oh, first of all, she starts it off with, mom made the report, mom lives in her car. Right? That was cute. That was cute. She says mom has been putting up missing persons, and no, she didn't even say missing persons. She said wanted flyers around the whole county. Well, first of all, bitch, I can't afford that. That was cute. She says that I have vigilantes out looking,
AKA me, who's been here the
for
whole
Ronald,
time,
putting them in danger, and I'm doxing him on the internet. Now, just that alone, let's just... I don't live out of my car. I live in Pennsylvania. I'm just up here. Like that is still, that fact is still not changed whatsoever. Right now, they're even mad because they're like, they had to put on the warrant to return the baby back to me to a Pennsylvania address. They mad as a bitch because I still live in Pennsylvania. You still are holding a Pennsylvania citizen hostage right now, forcing me to litigate here and he's not here. Thank you. She then says about the whole, like, I'm doxing him. How the fuck you dox somebody we don't know where he at? Miss Broutman, do you know the definition of doxing? Right?
You have never shared his phone number?
Exactly. You made this whole allegation against me now. The thing is I knew something was off with that report because the judge read her report on the record, but the way he read it, I'm like, he's paraphrasing, right? But I figured he was just doing it for just judicial economy. Like he was just like, okay, dad absconded, because he gets to that part. That part comes. But it was like the way he said it, I'm like, okay, that's one hearing. Another hearing comes along, because this was back in like October she put this in, right? So another hearing comes along. He says something about information in it, and he gives off like an address and all that. That's interesting, because mind you, I'd go read this report then after this. The address ain't in there. So where'd you just get that address from? One. Two, I start seeing all that she's saying. She says I'm doxing them, et cetera, et cetera. She believes that's me putting my child in danger. That's why that man did not say that shit on the fucking record, because where her kid is. And like, I'm sorry. I'm trying to watch my cuss words. I took it all out. What do you expect her to do when she doesn't know where her child is?
And you're doing nothing to find the child.
You're literally reporting saying you can't find her child, and you're mad that she's working hard enough, saying that all my leads were coming up with nothing. If they was coming up with nothing, how the hell was you getting to the next spot? You just don't want to admit that my leads were showing you that Ronald was going from here to 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 here, here to here to here to here to here to here to here. Right? So then she says in it, she starts talking about, I'm not going to say too much because I don't want niggas to know who she's talking about fully, but she started talking about certain family members and people she's had conversations with. For one, Ron mom talking about something, yeah, he just said, it's not like him to go quiet like this. Bitch! That nigga goes quiet on you left and fucking right. What are you talking about? But that's okay. That's okay, because I'm going to get you back with that. You hold that if he don't go quiet on you. You hold that when I put you under oath on a stand. And we're going to talk about exactly how me and you even became to form a relationship. Then she asked one of my little cousins. We gotta live stream somewhere else, bitch, because TikTok be censoring me, watering me down a little bit. I got shit to say. One of my cousins who's like, oh yeah, we were supporting him and we had a good relationship with him and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But then Tristina ruined it.
Oh.
She was looking too hard for her kid. She ruined it. She was sending police and we had no good answers. Okay.
So you scared the relationship away from your cousins that you're not having with your own child, and that's your fault because you were looking for your baby.
The same cousin that the day the order came out, when I said, if anybody has any idea of where I actually live, don't tell nobody if they come looking right now. Like, you're not supposed to know where I live, but in the event you do know, you don't know what's going on in my life, so don't tell a soul. She said, I know where you live. I got pictures inside your house. I got this, that, and the third. Okay. So now you're telling people you was having a great relationship, but here's the thing. She said up until a year ago. Well, up until a year ago, Ronald just got 7. So does that mean the whole time that Ronald was tormenting me through court, you were actually in communication with him then? Because that's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm gathering. You were actually supporting this litigation abuse that he was putting me through. You were actually being the ones telling him and giving him information on my whereabouts in Pennsylvania while there was an order of protection in place. Thank you. Thank you for that. Right? So now we have that part of the report, but then she does go into like basically admitting like, but all in all, we got no idea where that nigga is. Like, we don't know where he at. We can't find him.
Case closed.
Et cetera, et cetera.
Case closed.
Yep.
We can't find him, but case closed.
We can't find him, so we're just gonna close it. Okay, but here's the thing now. So the day I'm in there reading it, and Megan, y'all know Megan be on the phone. So she witnesses all of this shit in real fucking time. Every call I had with that CPS worker, the calls I'm having with the court, all of this shit she be hearing. Right? Police, all that shit. So that day, when I'm reading this report, I'm on the phone with Megan. I'm in the court. You can't take a photo of it. You can't do none of that. So you could take notes, you know, etc. And me, y'all know how I am. If I read something, it's like it becomes a transcript. Like my brain is like line, right? So I'm reading it. Here comes Sin Leach wobbling from the back. Oh my God, comes from the back. Oh, Miss Dees, you can't be doing that. Doing what? Reading? Bitch, this ain't slavery. I'm allowed to read. So I'm like, doing what? She's like, you can't be doing that, this, that, and the third, et cetera, et cetera. I'm like, I'm over here reading it, doing what I was just given this document to do. I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, you can't be taking pictures and da-da-da-da for... Bitch, let's have a Johnny. If Johnny got 10 motherfucking apples moment. Hold up. Where is it? I don't even know where it is. What the fuck am I taking a picture of?
That thing don't work.
I can't even see the screen. It wasn't even out. My laptop was out and Megan was on my AirPod. First of all. So I'm like, what are you talking about? Or whatever. So then I ripped her a little bit. Because this is the first time I didn't have a deputy with me too. Like normally I'd be bothering the deputies, but lately it's been a little calmer that it's like, I'm just in here, grab a piece of paper, move on about my business. If it looks crazy and hectic out there, I'm not going to pull a deputy from being out there maintaining what's going on and shit. Right. So I don't have a deputy with me. Thank God, me and this one deputy, we like this. We got like a spiritual tie. That man poked his head in that door at the perfect moment. He poked his head through, right? And he looked at me and I'm like, stay right there. I said, so were you just assuming I'm doing something, et cetera, et cetera? So then we going back and forth for a little bit. And I was like, you know what? Maybe if we had this type of oversight, to check if Ronald was giving an actual address, we wouldn't be in this position. Maybe if we had this type of oversight to make sure that clerks weren't forging documents and making orders and this, that, and the third, et cetera, we would not be in this position. I said, so I think leave me alone. That was the energy, right? So then the fucking lady, she got somebody with her too. This is how I knew she was scared walking up on me. Because me and Miss Susan know me. Susan know. Girl, don't tell me something ain't happened, because I'm going to show you how it did happen. And now you got to actually operate off of the fact that it happened. That's why those clerks is gone. That's why. So she, then freaking the lady next to her looks at the deputy like, you're not going to tell her shut up?
Yeah.
She looked at him. I said, you can nod your head at him. He knows this is me being nice. This is me being respectful. So then Susan's like, I'm sorry. I guess I could have approached it a little bit differently. I said, yeah. Well, that's when I said the whole, like, maybe if we had this oversight, blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera. So then there's this lady, the one that called her, because that's what it was. When I was talking, I'm reading the report with Megan, right? And I'm like, like, you know what I mean? I'm like, really? Really, Hope? You could not have been more naive to possibly write something like this pen to paper. Like, what did you think you was proving? First of all, we already know the name of the game is do not bring up my social media. That's the name of the game in that courtroom. You already lost. Second of all, you want to make this report right now. But here's the thing, Hope. She also was telling cops out in California, apparently, during the time she was doing welfare checks with them, to not give me information because there's an order of protection against me, naturally. And I'm not supposed to know where my child is. What the fuck you think we doing this for? If I'm not supposed to know where my child is per court order, why do you think we're even doing any of this? That's what she told the police. So, and this was before she had to make that report. This was what he say, September 26th or some shit like that.
Yeah, yep. So
you're telling them not to give me information if they have an address because I'm not supposed to have it. You tried to make, I'm telling you, I've been so quiet because I got them. I got everybody, like I got them all, bro. And the quieter I've been online, the more they think, like if you notice little big cousin couldn't wait to come run in his mouth and all that. Oh, this is the baby dad's cousin. And he's just doing a good job because he thinks that I fell off. They really believe I fell off. Bitch, I've been cooking on other apps. I've been quiet on TikTok for a reason. Because this is where they're looking.
Your paperwork. And cooking in your paper.
Yo, my paperwork is nasty.
The past month has been insane.
This is what I just put in the other day. So, because y'all know I love to give y'all a little not legal advice here. Let's read it. So this is what I put in the other day because, again, we have no idea where 7 is. So, like, for anybody who's completely confused and all of that, you feel free to ask questions. If I can't answer, Megan will answer, etc. fast. Because I could see that there's a lot of people out there. This is a safe space. I'm a little bit loud and I'm rowdy, but it's because I need to talk to my girls. I've not talked to my girls. It was so bad the other day. Y'all know my man don't give me this fucking phone. You know he don't like me on this whole TikTok hooting and hollering shit. That man said, you want my phone to log in and go like yell on TikTok? Because I was sitting there and I'm sitting there. Thank you. I'm sitting there and I'm like this. He like, you good? I'm like,
I have been afraid for that man's life for the past 3 days because I knew
the inside of my head right now, finding out that woman's baby was killed the other day set me off. Then if you don't know about the baby down in Queens the other day, set me off more. I was already set off about Montrell, the baby that was thrown off the bridge in Brooklyn, set me off before. Then there's multiple other situations right now going on in Rochester of police not giving incident reports, police letting people who are back out after the kids come forward and speak. You got the other little boy on the internet that they're forcing him to apologize. Like, I'm sensitive right now. Like, I'm really sensitive because on all of it, right, on all of this whole situation, everybody is like, Jeffrey Epstein, how is this happening? Jeffrey Epstein, the pedophiles, they're everywhere. How do you think they're getting half of these fucking kids, the ones they're discarding? You get what I'm saying? Like, not the pretty white girls they're pulling from the massage parlors and all of this shit. How do you think they're getting these babies they're discarding? The little kids they're discarding. Where's all the immigrant children from a couple years ago? Did we forget about that? All the clothes that was found out in the desert, did we forget about that? So quickly, everybody turns their eyes away. We have missing children all over. I am not the only parent whose child has gone missing through family court. Then look at the situation. Remember the lady? What's the damn dad's name? The fucking white dude that killed all 3 of his kids. He put the bag over the head and zip tied them. That's the only way. Like, I can't even sit there and paint it pretty for you. No, that's what he did. Because all I'm thinking about is what he did. I think about the dad putting bags over their heads and zip tying. I think about the man putting the baby in the bag, throwing off a bridge. I think of the man putting the baby in the bed, beating the shit out of him, going to sleep, waking up, and going, oh my God, I must have did it when I was drunk. The man that just shot himself and his child, shot his child, then himself, because he got a letter about child support? You got a notification of child support. So your thought, I'm going to just take care of my child. I'm going to, litigate this in court to make sure child support is not as drastic. Nothing like a logical fucking normal person would think. You say, we just gonna both just gone. You want a couple dollars to support this child, girl, fuck you, fuck all that. That's what you say? And then they're still hiding his name. It's Nick something on here. What did she say? Because I got the thing, the Facebook post. Because I don't care that he dead. I don't care that he dead. Even in death, we gonna drag that man. What did he say?
Axel, baby, no, not okay.
No, yeah, baby.
And that mom, she requested for police to intervene, and they did not do anything. Much like what they're doing to Tristina right now. They think it's a family court issue, and they don't want to get involved.
And they don't check it. And then what happens? The baby ends up dead. And 520 days later, we don't know where Seven Moon is. Nothing at all. And that's why with myself, like y'all, anybody who sees me and you see me talking on here and I might seem like I'm calm. I might seem like, I'm TikToking through this and I just want attention. I promise you, I don't want attention. I don't like this shit. I fucking hate it. I hate it because if you knew me when I did have my baby with me, the amount of energy I was actually putting in the internet was very limited because I was spending, I just almost gave y'all a whole titty. I was spending time with my child. I wasn't on here putting my baby all over. I would just show little moments of things of her growth to the people who've been following me, keeping up for years with my life that could celebrate the fact I finally had a baby of my own. That was the whole point. You get what I'm saying? Like, and for the record, because I know that question, how'd you lose them? That's not the question you should ask first and foremost, but I'll answer it. I got you. 1 moment. Stop starting there. You need to ask, regardless of it all, if you're supposed to have access to her, if you're supposed to know where she's at, why the fuck is it 520 days that her lawyer lost her? Why the fuck don't the court have her? Why don't the police know where she's at? That needs to be the first question. So around here in this classroom, I just want to make that clear. Start with that question first.
And
but
by the way,
to understand, hold on, Megan, to understand how I lost her, I never did. Mm-hmm. I was forced to follow a fraudulent ass order that we all knew was fraudulent. We all knew those proceedings were bullshit, were not within the law, and that order was bullshit. It looks nothing like any other fucking order. It looks nothing like it. And still to this day, in the state system, it shows that I am the custodial parent. That's why Ronald is still racking up child support. So, quote, me losing her never actually happened. What happened was she created an order to make like an order and a finding, right? Because she had to end these proceedings. I was trapping them up. I was contacting the Bar Association. Nope, CPS wasn't even involved. So I'll go all the way back, all right? Just for our proceedings, who's involved is myself, and I have an attorney named Sarah Holt. I have an attorney referee who is the one that's doing this. She's supposed to be the judge, okay? Then you have, Seven has an attorney named Colleen Munan. Ronald has an attorney named Karen Deep Matu. The referee is Nicole Bailey. There's a petition for her removal, and you're going to want to sign it after a moment. So, all of this proceedings, right? We're not properly establishing jurisdiction in the fact that we're Pennsylvania residents. We're not properly establishing that under New York state law, an unwed father could not even be in here petitioning for this shit because he's an unwed father, and the fact I'm legally married. They're asking me to send my child off to Ronald on the first couple hearings, and I'm like, Ronald's a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, so y'all might want to slow your roll on that. Let's actually get through some evidence here. So we're not doing any of this. What they're doing, because I'm a TikToker, because they feel like they figured out a couple things about me, and they see that I'm so outgoing, and I talk about an ex that's in jail that I spent years with, and he's been in jail since we were 14, and I've been helping to scream and free him till we see him. They want to bring up that I have a little bit of issues with my family, like domestic violence issues, where I, quote, have domestic violence charges. However, you just pulled up police reports. You just pulling up bullshit. I got no criminal record. I get out every time. Okay. Then we got, she's going to be evicted. Never mind the fact that I was only $1,200 back on rent. I was actually in a program that was keeping my housing, and Ronald was $5,000 back on child support. And every dollar that I was making was going to my child. And I had family support. Me and my child not only had our apartment that was quite literally just a place for me to have my mind together, but my mother's house and other family members' houses that my daughter still had situated rooms at them too, because we literally have a whole family network, right? So we don't go on none of these facts. We go off of the he said, she said, but hold on. And we don't even check the fact that CPS already investigated me before these proceedings started and found all the shit that Ronald said to be uncredible. So while we're going through these proceedings, I'm basically like, oh, y'all in here playing. Y'all think y'all are fucking with my head. You think you're stressing me out. I think you're hilarious. I'm going to take notes. Oh my God, these people are crazy as hell. They really think they're going to get my baby from me. I'm the shit. You ain't going to get me, bitch. My baby go to the doctor's appointments. My baby is over the curve on weight. My baby is healthy. She is happy. We are protected. We have family. She has a great life. We are outside, etc., 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 right? So I'm like, oh, these bitches, they think because we behind these closed doors and this is a county that I'm not from and I don't know nobody, that they could just do what they want in the courtroom. Okay. So as the proceedings are going on, I'm documenting everything. When we hit a point where they have tried to do some test run visits that were ending up showing Ronald is unstable, they were also trying to do things that would have put my child's life at risk, ignoring orders of protection in Pennsylvania that was in place, going around procedure to call a Pennsylvania judge to change it to fit in your narrative of Ronald can just meet her at a park so he could take off with my child. Exactly. And I'm in my first year postpartum. These are all women that have either had children or have worked closely with women in CPS and through family court. They all know that in another motherfucking world, you would have made a mother crash out, bro. And they kept trying to push the angry black woman button, angry black woman button, angry black woman button. And I show up with the sun fucking shining over a Zoom call like, hello. Oh, yeah, no, I think all of this is bullshit. But come on, let's ask these questions. This is great. Ooh, you Googled that about me? That was cute. It has nothing to do with my child. My child wasn't even born. That's a decade ago. Oh, well, that's not even anything we could talk about today. Can we talk about how Ronald likes to drown cats? What? Yeah, because you should have listened. So then they bury evidence of Ronald's abuse. They bury evidence of my doctor speaking up. They bury evidence of my social worker speaking up. They bury evidence of my therapist speaking up. They do the same shit they do in family court to everybody else. I'm not I'm not fucking special. The shit they did, the procedural fuck ups they do every day. So that's why they don't think nothing of it. But they don't realize I'm a digital planning and organization strategist, digital organization and planning strategist, but same shit. I like to keep up with calendars. I like to keep up with patterns. I like to look at facts. I have ADHD. I can hyperfixate like a motherfucker. And the last thing I'm going to do is let you waste my goddamn time. So the whole time I'm like, I'm suing the hell out of this when this is done. I'm suing the hell out of these people. Nothing that this woman puts on paper is going to ever be found credible by the time I'm done with her. So I'm just letting it go, you know, doing what I got to do because I have a lawyer. Remember that. I'm not representing myself. That's a mistake here that people think is that I was representing myself. I'm not representing myself. I have a lawyer. She is threatening me for the judge to stop highlighting her misconduct. And I'm telling my lawyer, go tell your friend. Like, I don't care. I don't care about y'all jobs. I don't care about y'all little funky ass jobs up there. You play with me with my baby. And you think I care about, if I don't just follow what she says, she's going to change custody. Well, the problem is the burden to actually remove custody is here. That bitch is out the hallway and down there with whatever she got. So we're not even in a world where she could take custody from me. I've never harmed my child. There's no allegations of harming my child. No allegations of my child not being taken care of. None of that. They wanted to fortune tell that Tristina wasn't going to be able to do something in the future. Tristina's going to be a failure. Tristina's not going to be able to get her business on. Tristina's not going to do anything. That's what they wanted me to believe. That's what they wanted to try me on. They did not know me. And they were mad because all the while this is going on, I'm on social media and I'm making it real clear. Hey, so all y'all thinking that Nicole Bailey should have got that family court judge spot? Child, that lady don't know what the hell she doing. Right? So that's what Nicole Bailey's mad about. Exhibit 1 against me was me highlighting that. It had nothing to do with my child. So, all right, August 9th comes around. This is after we had all these proceedings. They're like, okay, trial is over. And my child's missing. We're going to do this whole written thing because, you know, then everybody could sit and think before they do their closing arguments so they can coordinate them and put their little puzzle pieces together to tell this story that Tristina has all these cats. Half these cats is dead and gone by the time you write in this pieces of paper. Oh, Tristina is going to lose her home. Well, I already live at my mama's house and that's where you send in the mail in the first place. This just where we be, but you got this address too. And if Ronald just paid his child support, we wouldn't lose our home. So I'm just saying, I could make that payment on that back rent right now. Right? So then it was, Tristina has an ex in jail that she's creating a relationship with her child. No, I'm not creating the relationship. The relationship was there before the child was ever even conceived because that man was identified as my, quote, husband. We weren't married legally at the time. I'm still married legally to the other one. It's complicated. But I got niggas and I like rings. So with him, tries to bring him up saying, oh, he committed a murder. He has a lengthy sentence. You don't mention that it's been overturned 2 times in the Supreme Court, his sentencing, that he need to come home. You don't talk about that. You don't want to highlight that this man has been an activist and has allowed a lot of people to be able to come home behind his name. You don't talk about that. She creates this hit piece. It is a racist dog whistle that this woman is black, loud, and animated. She got a black ass life, and he's going to be this great little calm white boy that's going to make all of our proceedings great. And he's just so calm, consistently calm. And then it's like, oh yeah, she said a couple things about animal abuse, but I didn't see that in the video, Nicole Bailey. I didn't see that in the video, even though we all saw the video of him slamming the cat against the window. Everybody sees this video, the same video of him slamming the cat against the window. She don't see this video. She never seen this video. Bitch, everybody else see the, you can't see him slamming the cat. You can't see that. Everybody else can see that. I'll go re-upload it right now just for fun, just so y'all can re-see this shit. So she then, hold on, let me see, where do I got it? I'm gonna find it and I'll re-upload it. Give me a minute. She then writes this order, whatever, because I get this, everybody's closing arguments come in. It's August 4th, right? It's a Sunday. Ronald was supposed to have a visit, you know, et cetera, et cetera. Ronald's supposed to have a visit. We go to meet him for the visit, but I also had to order him with, what's his face? I had to serve him with the order of protection, because all these proceedings that are going on, there's an order of protection in place in Pennsylvania. In Pennsylvania court, I came in there from the gate when I wanted to do my emergency order of protection and said, yo, I'm in custody proceedings in New York and this bitch is crazy. She has no idea what she's doing. She's going to put my child and me in danger, and she's going to battery pack Ronald to thinking he got more power over me. And this Pennsylvania is stand your ground laws. Y'all know I got a temper. Y'all know I don't really do too well with men in my personal space. This judge has never met me before, but however, my Pennsylvania record is like, she will a nigga quick. Right? So he's like, okay, heard about that. If any of that is going on, that's crazy. So I hear you about that concern. What's your problems with the dad? Why are you concerned with the dad? I'm like, he's crazy. He the type, he'll be climbing through the walls, looking through the windows, up when your freaking fire escape. Like, he's not all there. He does not respect boundaries. He doesn't respect my child. He's never cared for my child. He's pretending to care about my child right now to get through these proceedings, but he looks at her with disgust. He looks at her like he hates her. He won't talk to her. He doesn't care about her. He doesn't care about her knowledge. He doesn't care about nothing. There's a missing report in California right now. And so he doesn't care about any of these things, right? So he's like, okay. And I told him about the animal abuse. You know, I told him there was no romantic relationship. This was a friendship gone bad. This was a friendship gone bad, right? So this judge was like, all right, heard, stamped, just because Pennsylvania better be safe than sorry, right? And I told him, I said, watch, that lady in New York is going to do something. She's going to do something. Sure to fuck enough. Give it a little bit. Here she go calling him. Hey, I need you to change that. Take the baby off and say he could visit the baby at the park with her mom instead of the supervised facility. Right? That was not on the record. She did not have us on there like we're supposed to be, you know, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Right? So when she did that, that set off the red flag in Pennsylvania that whatever she's saying is going on in New York truly is diabolical. Because in what fucking world are you calling my phone? Now, the judge in Pennsylvania used to be a custody master as well. So he's hit to the game. He knows the game that lawyers and all that shit in family court play. He's hit to this shit, right? So he like, oh, all right, bitch, you want me to change it? You want no record of this, man? You got me fucked up. Writes it, hey, according to Nicole Bailey, she want me to modify this. Writes the modification down so that we have the modification on the record, because otherwise there was no record of this conversation happening. Right? So after that, now my mom is supposed to be supervising these visits, whatever. So now we have like this August 4th hearing, or an August 4th visit where we're going to go serve him and then he can have the visit with the baby. But at least I know he has that order of protection because I already have multiple contempts against him, but we can't proceed with the contempts because he's claiming he hasn't been served, even though New York is aware of it, already modifying it. You see where like everybody's like, oh, y'all niggas in New York are really trying to steal her kid. And I kept saying, if he gets my baby, he's taking off. If my mom turns her head for a moment, my mom got arthritis and all that shit. She can't chase him down. Now, she might do a pretty damn good job, but he might be able to actually take off, right? So they turn around now. We pull up, Ronald out there, and I'm like, hey, we waiting on a cop to come give you some paperwork. Like, hold on, or whatever. I'll let her out the car. He's like, let her out the car. He pulling on my doors, all kinds of crazy. I'm like, yo, I'm on the phone, please. I'm like, yeah, I'm telling him that you're on the way to come do the paper, but he bugging. Like, he out here tweaking. Like, can y'all can hurry up a little bit? Ron will take off. The cop pull up. He's like, where the fuck he go? I'm like, he left. He left. He running from the paper. He's like, fuck is wrong with her? No, my baby's still missing persons report, California. So he takes off, et cetera, et cetera. So, right, I leave, I go grab my baby some lunch. My mom is there at the park. The cop is like sitting like, he low, right? He like, I want to see if this little fucker come back. Cool. So I go to the store, I grab Sevy some lunch, whatever. I come back, I pull up next to the cop. I'm like, did he come back? He was like, no. And then we both look, we said, oh, there he is. He pulls up. So where my mom is sitting, he pulls up, parks the car, right? Hops out and jumps over this like little river type shit, runs up to 7, is like, I think he thought he was going to be able to grab her and take off to the car. So he sees the cop coming now, because in like the way he pulled in, you would have not known that cop was there. The cop parked. He was in a pickup, first of all. So he already, it was like they got money out there. It's white people, they got money. So he in like a pickup truck and shit. So you would have never even known that there was a cop sitting over there, right? So then he was running up. I guess he ran up to 7 and was like, "Oh, daddy loves you, blah 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 blah, whatever." Now, mind you, who the fuck is daddy? Nigga, I don't know you. She still barely knows this man, right? So he sees the cop. He starts booking it, taking off from the cop. The cop walking behind him. Ronald's like, and the cop like, got paper for you, bro. I literally just need to hand you this piece of paper, right?
Doesn't have to be this hard.
Like, so the cop is, because I'm already I put the cop on. So the cop is like, "Oh my God, you are not being dramatic. I told you." Bro, like I told you, he don't got it all up there, right? So the cop like, "I'm not fucking following him." He turns back around and comes back. I'm like, I don't know where he went. He left his car there. So he was like, he don't gotta come back. I'm gonna tow his fucking car then. He could walk back to New York. He don't want to take the damn paper, sitting here playing all these damn games. And mind you, we're trying to keep it like calm, because we're at a public park. There's a pool. Like, again, this is white people. Like, this is not where we don't do all this. This is ghetto. And me, I'm just giggling. I'm just laughing, to be honest. I'm fucking like, yo, I'm so glad somebody else gets to see this shit, because we just went through all these court proceedings. He thinks court is over, so he can act however he wants now, right? So he now is taking off, blah, blah, blah. We pull up, go up on the top of the hill or whatever, where we could see and I could film. Me and my mom, I have all this on here too. Me and my mom, we showing, I'm recording. My mom like, "Where the fuck is he at?" Da, da, da. So the cop calls the tow truck. Tow truck comes. The truck is taking the car on. Here come Ronald, jumps onto the tow truck and jumps in his car to pull his car off. So the cop is like, with the paper, like, "You're stupid. Like, what are you doing?" Right? So Ronald takes off. Whatever, cop gives me my incident number. He like, "Man, come get your report." Like, this nigga crazy. I can't even believe this. Tow truck leave, everybody leave. Ronald called me short while after. "Oh, you did it again, Tristina. You did it again." I'm like, "Ronald, did what? Like, what is really going on up here? What did I do to you? I'm just trying to do what I gotta do. All I'm doing is protecting my child from them." And that's the problem, is I kept telling Ronald this whole time during all these proceedings, "Bro, you're taking my litigation pushback personal. You started this shit. You went in there, and instead of just saying, 'Listen, I just want to see my baby. I'll do my little visit phone calls, etc., etc. Tristina does have some concerns about me. I'm going to go get help, and we work from there.' Instead, you wanted to make a hit piece on me. You wanted to go tell somebody something about me that you knew, one, wasn't going to be true, and two, there's always context to Tristina's reactions, right? So, yeah, where you at? I'll bring you up in a second. I can't even see you, girl. If you're in here, comment so I could see you, and I'll pull you up in a minute. But yeah, so Ronald now takes this phone call. He's yelling at me, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, "All right, man, crazy. Go ahead." So then I hit up my lawyer that night, but I get everybody's closing arguments. I literally email all of them. I said, "Child, y'all friend here is crazy. But I read all y'all little closing arguments. That was cute. But y'all friend is crazy. Here's some evidence. Here's this. Here's that. Blah, blah, blah." That's Monday, or that's Sunday night. So Monday comes, no order. Tuesday, no order. Thursday or Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, no order. Friday morning, I call in. I'm like, "Yo," I'm like, "Did she put in a custody order yet?" The girl to pick up the phone is like, "Oh, okay, that's why I can't see you." So the girl to pick up the phone is like, "Oh, well, no, because she's still waiting on closing arguments." Bitch, the closing arguments that I got a week ago, those closing arguments, she's still waiting on them. I said, "Well, I already read the closing arguments." She's like, oh, okay. One moment." She goes on, whatever. She goes back. She's like, yeah. "Oh, well, you should have an order by Monday." I said, "Okay." Okay. Click. We hang up. I call her supervising judge. I'm like, yo, that bitch downstairs about to do something stupid. I feel it. She about to do something dumb. I could feel it in my gut, et cetera, et cetera. Her clerk is like, well, there's nothing that we can do. Mind you, she's a referee. This is the supervising judge of the fucking judges and referees. So common sense would say, you know what? Hold your decision. Give me whatever you find. I will review it, et cetera, et cetera. However, we're going to hold because she's making some serious allegations. We don't do that because this Stacey Romeo who likes to give children to pedophiles anyway. So now I called the bar association too that day. And I'm like, yo, I said, what's up, Kelly? So you remember how I told you I was going to put a RICO against all these women in this family court, right? I never name dropped before. I was like, but I said to her, I said, first of all, I said, technically I could file against anybody, right? Like the court attorney referee, because she's a lawyer, like she's not my lawyer, but she's still a lawyer. I could still file with the bar association because she's a referee, not a judge. So it wouldn't be a judicial complaint. It would be an attorney complaint, right? So she's like, yeah, she was like, you can file really against anybody involved in like a case, like where it goes is going to be a little different, but in general, you can file against anybody. I said, okay. I said, because honestly, I got a RICO. And that's why the whole time during these proceedings, while they're doing all their illegal shit and all that, I'm like, oh, you stupid. Right? Because I'm going to prove that you're operating like a gang. And I don't know if anybody knows, I was also very deep in the YSL trial. So I'm watching YSL issues like, okay, yeah, because that's what them bitches is doing. So like all the allegations that the state was trying to prove, I was clocking all their allegations so that I could form them against these women, right? So me and Kelly talking. Kelly's like, this is crazy, blah, 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 blah. She was like, who is your attorney again? So I'm like, you know what, Kelly? I'm going to give it to you today, girl. I'm going to give you it today, Kelly. Go gossip. So I name drop. I say my attorney before was Sarah Byerly. Now I have Sarah Holt. Seven's attorney is Colleen Munad. Ronald's attorney is Karen D. Matu. And the attorney referee is Nicole Ellen Bailey. Right? Oh, okay. All right. Well, I really just hope all this works out. Okay, bye. Click. 1 hour later, my attorney emails me. The judge made a decision. She keeps saying the judge. Why? Because she's a judge in another area. She's not a judge in family court, so she's not operating like a judge. She's a judge in Wheatland. And because you're a lawyer in Europe, you have to treat her as such, right? So now I'm like, okay, she made this decision. I read this decision. I said, oh, this bitch lost her mind. She specifically says that I put in evidence after trial. So the day that you were supposed to be getting your closing arguments were still due on that day. I submit evidence on my own behalf that you say do not review to make this decision. That's suspicious. Because what was that evidence? Ron being fucking crazy. Showing that every bit of the character that you've been having on stand, that you're getting from his attorney claiming that he's so calm and he has a job, he has this, he has that, all this shit.
Lies.
Out the window. Right? So she doesn't make this decision. I say, bet. All right, boom. Fire my attorney. I was like, all right, Sarah, you can go kick rocks now. Because I tried to fire Sarah a month or so before because I was like, I need to recuse my attorney. And I was like, she's not submitting evidence, right? Nicole Bailey stops me, says, no, she knows everything. I'm not allowing you to get rid of your attorney. This is all. I sell my transcript book for the record, y'all. It's a little measly $15. But you could read every single goddamn court hearing and come to your own fucking conclusions. Because I was speaking like somebody who was being represented, just like a mom, he's a little crazy and this is the abuse I go through and all that. I was just the victim. I wasn't lawyering, but I was covering my ass to make sure that whether my attorney said it or not, every time I was asked a question, I'm going to add in so much context till they started silencing the context. The context was showing how much you guys were just disrespecting me and my kid and putting us in danger. Right? Oh, because also, mind you, there's 2 orders of protection still in her court, too, in New York that we're just acting like don't exist. Right? So, no, it's criminal. It's criminal, and I'm bringing them down. We're so close to, like, they've known, because I see y'all asking, like, where we're going now. I'm getting there. We're just coming back through for a little bit of a foundation. So you understand that where they're at today, it is quite literally get on y'all pages and share my shit type of level, because I go back to court on Tuesday. And when I step in that courtroom on Tuesday, if there is not a piece of paper from the gate ordering that I get my child, custody of my child, relinquishing jurisdiction, an apology, it's nuck if you motherfucking buck in a federal court. Like, I'm dragging all of them through court. I'm getting them all fucking jailed at this point from the county. And I'm not talking about like the family court. Like, this extends to the city police, the sheriffs, the deputies for the sheriff department, like outside of the courthouse. This stems from court clerks, CPS workers, legislators, the county executive, the mayor, like all these people. I'm still living this, Virgo. We're literally, this is taking place. So this part, I'm telling you, the custody matter was 2024, right? So now this was August 9th. She makes the custody order. I fire my attorney, right? I say, all right, boom, you're fired. Go on about your business. She's like, I'm going to file for, us to be able to do an appeal and da-da-da-da. Yeah, okay. Go on about your business, right? So now I call CPS. Thankfully, Ronald had filed a false complaint against me. I was in the window of time to reopen a CPS report, even though we weren't there, so that they would go investigate Ronald's home, anything he was saying about having furniture, this, that, etc., a job, all that. Bitch, don't move for a month. This is August 9th until September 13th. In the middle of that, no one's moving from New York on that order. What they did was they reach out to this horrible attorney, ethically so unsound, Melissa Rudis out in Northampton County, right? So Melissa Rudis, now she judge shops out from the judge who was all over our order of protection, who knew that Nicole Bailey was trying to fuck me over, who knew that Ronald was actually evading service, who knew all this shit, because Ronald even tried to come out there and modify the custody order on his own. He went before the judge and the judge was like, what you out here to do? You don't know about this. What do you mean you don't know about this? You haven't been served. I thought that's what you've been saying. You haven't been served. But since you're here, hold that. Handed him the paper. Hold that. Serve him right now. You claim you haven't been served. Denied his modification because he hasn't been served. But now he's served. So they go and close my order of protection, right? She judge shops. She puts me in front of Judge Sletfold. Judge Sletfold is, and I know better than to even open my mouth in her courtroom. It's not even worth it. In her courtroom, it's, oh, this is what you want to do, Your Honor. Your Honor, are you sure that based on the facts of my petition and the facts that of, the order of protection, etc., that this is what you want to do? Okay. Literally. Okay. That's what you want to do. She wanted me to argue with her. I'm not arguing with you, and I'm damn sure not arguing with Missy drunk ass. I'm not arguing with y'all. Y'all are on a fucking high in here. I'm not arguing with you. So I'm like, okay. I was like, oh, but regarding the contempts, because the contempts are separate. If you dismiss the order of protection, sure, go for it. You're going to regret that. Bet you she's regretting that now. You're going to regret that. But there's 2 contempts against Ronald. She was like, okay, you got the evidence, da, da, da. I'm like, yeah, so I'm going through all my flash drives. I left the flash drive on the back of my desktop. I'm like, I don't got the flash drive. She's looking at me with all my paperwork, all my files, all my shit. And she's like, how many flash drives do you have? I said, girl, it's a lot. Literally, that's exactly how I answered her. I was like, girl, it's a lot. It is a lot. So then she's like, okay, I'm going to adjourn you to bring back the flash drives, right? So now, in that hearing, though, she could see something was up. She's really, like, hit to bullshit. She also got a bunch of clerks in there. Like, one of her deputy, like, her like, right hand. You know how every judge got their right hand, typically, if they're, like, women and shit? He, like, fucking, what the hell? Method Man. Okay? He, like, Method Man in the face. Like, one of them, like, he looking at Ronald like this. And then there's another black dude, bald-headed one. So you already know. Bald-headed black man. They both looking at each other, listening to this shit and all that. And the only reason my order of protection was dismissed, there is a custody order that this is stopping from being enforced. That's the reason. Not because it's not valid, not because it's not needed, not because we're even litigating the legitimacy of this custody order, but because Nicole Ellen Bailey created a custody order, we're going to dismiss this. So that's why I was like, okay, Judge, so according to what she said, you want to dismiss this? Say no more. I'm not. What the fuck I'm going to argue with you for? Because I knew I was also going to get his ass on them contempts when I show you who he is. And when she saw it on video, she was going to be livid because, oh, y'all are in here playing in my face. Right? That boy really is unwell. So the next hearing, now, what happens is we have, this was September, maybe September 4th. Right? So for the next week or so, me and Melissa, we going back and forth because Melissa's like, you need to turn the baby over. You're a danger to your child. You're a shitty ass mom. And I'm like, Melissa, are you reading the paperwork that is in front of you? Now, mind you, I fucked with Melissa Rudis to the point where I wanted an internship behind the bitch. Okay? So it wasn't like we never had conversations. So I'm like, Melissa, there is no world you are reading that paperwork and telling me I'm a danger to my child, because she specifically says she does not believe I'm a danger to my child. So, Melissa, stop and think about what you're doing right now. Nope. Why? Because she got these bitches up here she want to impress. She wants to show them, oh, I'll get it done. That's why she didn't take no money. That's why she was representing him for free, right? And then tried to charge me, bitch. Look, so now this September 4th, September 13th comes along. We had a hearing the day before. I think it was the day before, 2 days before we have this hearing in front of another judge to try and get me to turn over 7. I said, no, we're not. Right? I was supposed to be the one petitioning to not turn her over and for an emergency halt in Pennsylvania. Right? So then they're like, no, we can't do anything about that, blah, blah, blah. Melissa's like, I'm bringing her back in and she's going to turn the baby over and you need to tell her to bring the baby to this courthouse or you're going to hold her in contempt, right? So she's just bossing these judges around. And these are elder judges and that have a relationship with Melissa. Now, here's the thing. I know local politics. Everybody want Melissa and each and every one of them judges the fuck up out of there. So go ahead and do what you want to do, because I'm going to give the voters the reason to get you the fuck up out of there. I'm going to give them it. She was picking all the Republican judges everybody wanted gone because of shit like that. They were ruining the name of our county being fair. So she's like, yeah, when you come back in for this other hearing, you need to bring that baby, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So we come in. This is Friday the 13th. We come in, no pun intended, but we come in. It's me, my mom, my brother, my boyfriend at the time, the baby, and Ronald and his boyfriend, who we might all know by Ariana, the landlord, in a dress. You heard that correctly. I did not stutter. I just don't want to get yelled at because TikTok like to yell at me when I talk about Ronald's boyfriend. It's very upset. So now, pulls up. I've never met this person. They pull up all dressed like, okay. We go in for this hearing. I cook 45 minutes on the record. We're back in front of Judge Pinella. This is the man that I told you was a custody master, etc. So he's like, all right, go ahead. Yeah, I heard you. Y'all here to enforce this. Go ahead. Because at this point, they know Tristina got her shit tight. She got this, she got that. You know what I mean? Go ahead. Make your record. Because if I'm going to enforce this shit, make your fucking record. So I'm blah, 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 blah. This was wrong. This happened, this happened, blah, 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 blah. Ronald is a danger. Ronald's going to take off. Ronald's going to be this, that, and the third. Melissa's lying, and this person's lying, and blah, 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 blah. Melissa goes, Your Honor, I think that there is something inside of that order, though, that you might find, really resourceful regarding Quaid Batts. Quaid Batts is like saying a boogeyman in my goddamn town. That's the one that I told you the ex is locked up for murder. Shot somebody 14 years old. It's really bad. Right? They sentenced him to life, but it got overturned 2 times. So his name rings bells. And in that courthouse, that is like saying Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. Like, you get what I mean? So he's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Cause bitch, I was with you. Don't tell me you're fucking playing with me. Right? So he's like, hold up. I know the person in front of me that's scared of him looking at Ronald's little bitch. It's not. What you mean? You got a relationship with Quaid Bats? Where the hell did that just come from? Hit him smooth out left field. Sletfold knew I had a relationship with Bats. Sletfold's husband worked on Bats, and I previously had an order of protection against my biological father that she dismissed because my biological father put my name as Tristina Bats. My name has never been Tristina Bats. That tells you so much about me and my daddy relationship. So, Sletfold knew this. Pinella didn't know this, right? So, yup. So he then was like, hold on. So he's looking at the order, he's reading it, but he's also realizing this don't got shit to do with her child in the way that y'all are trying to say. And I said, Your Honor, can I give you the Facebook post quote? She's talking about me like declaring my love and I'm going to run off with him to the jail with the baby and shit. Like, I can give you that. He's like, yeah. I handed it to him. He's like, you got it? I said, oh yeah, I got her evidence, her exhibit right here that she talking about. You want it? So I bring it up. He's reading it right away. He like smirks and like, oh, this fucking bitch. The Facebook post was me saying, hey, friends and family. So Quaddy about to come back down for court. And I know that this triggers some of y'all in case you want to like mute me for the next like month or so, 2 months, whatever. Because when I speak on him, I just want everybody to know I'll be speaking for myself. I'm not speaking for Quaddy. When I talk about the judge, the district attorney, all of the issues that I have with his sentencing and with the procedure and blah, blah, blah. That's all my words. Me and Quaddy are not together. We only are focused on co-parenting his child from a previous relationship and the baby that I'm having that will know him as a father. The reason being, up until that day, Ronald had no contact. Ronald quite literally hit me up the day after. I was still pregnant when I made that post. So it should have never been admitted in the first place. But second of all, what the fuck is this me running off into the sun declaring my love if it literally says we're not together? Right? So I was like, can I speak while, you read that? He was like, yeah. He said, go ahead. I could do both. So he's reading that and I'm like, I never hid my relationship with Quaid Bats. I said, and I want to make it very clear. I do not dismiss Quaid Bats' crime, the impact on our community, et cetera, et cetera. I quite literally am doing the opposite by addressing the impact and allowing our community to process. And I'm the only person that fucking speaks for him, mind you. I'm the only person that speaks up for him. I'm the only person because in my community, Quaddy was an outsider. That boy was going to be taken out by somebody at some point. The beef that was going on, it was inevitable. The man that put Quaddy up to that knew he had nothing else. He had nowhere to go. He had no family. He couldn't do shit. He was going to be fucked if he did not stick with this gang that y'all just jumped him in and you threatened his life. So it was complex, right? And then Melissa interrupts me and she's like, and that's a good person to have around our kid. I locked eyes. Mind you, this whole hearing, Seven's right there running around. She got a fucking pen and a notepad looking at everybody like, la, 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 la. Because if we're going to have this hearing, my child's going to be in here with me. She's going to hear me passionately fight for her. Only place I was not allowed to have my child was up here in New York. They would not allow my child even in the courtroom. Pennsylvania, that baby on my hip when I'm in that courtroom. The only, like the hearing before, she wasn't there, whatever, like certain ones like that. But she on my hip, she gonna be up in here and hear this shit, right? So, because I need my child to understand what's going on, right? And she said, oh, and I guess that's a great person to have around our child. I looked right at her. I said, hold on. Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I said, that's the first person through the door to my child. Because I'm raising my child, you are not your worst mistake. You feel me? We live in a world where people really ain't teaching their children emotional well-being, emotional balance, emotional fucking empathy and this and that and the discipline and response. You damn Skippy, the little boy that was locked up in an adult prison at 14 years old, that is the 30-something-year-old man who is working to change the system, change himself, change the men around him, change the fucking whole way we prosecute juveniles so that we don't have these type of situations going on, the way we advocate for children in the foster care system, the way we advocate children for abuse, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. My bad, girl. My bad. What you're saying is like, you don't understand the relationship I have. You don't understand why I support this man. Regardless, that's the first person through the fucking door. And he loves that child. What I testified to was, does he talk to your child? You wanted me to lie under oath? No. He talks to my child. He calls my child all the time. Hey, little one, what you up to? Da 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 da. She knows him as Uncle Quaddy, not dad, not father. Like, using the term father, that's for me. That means I have somebody that I knew I could look to. You get what I mean? So, regardless of it all, even still, no one wanted to talk about the fact Quaid actually just got custodial rights from jail for his own child. While this is going on, he is still the responsible parent for his child from jail, providing for her, making legal decisions, and making sure that that child who was dealing with the foster system was able to get her ass in a fucking college. But we don't talk about that. So I get very sensitive when we talk about Quaid Bats. It's snuck if you buck at all times. What you say, girl? Thank you. Thank you for the follow, and please help share as much as we can, because I need to build a new algorithm back up. I've been quiet for a little while and my shit died down. Because I had to like cut off how much I was talking about this shit. But if we like push this out, I know how TikTok is. It's gonna move it back to the front. And I'm not even like advocating just for 7. I'm pissed. Like, I'm genuinely pissed. There is other people who, the only difference between me and them is they have their baby's body. I don't know if my child's alive. I don't know where the fuck they're at. You get what I'm saying? Like, I can only talk about the circumstances and how we got here. But ultimately, I have no fucking idea where my child is. Because on that day, right, just to keep with the story, I'm trying to keep my ADHD low. On that day, we end up at the end of the hearing, all right, judge is like, all right, so what can we stop? Thank you. Thank you for that, popcorn. We stopped the proceeding with like, okay, if there's nothing we could do to stop this order legally, we're going to enforce it. The judge is like, what you want to do though? Cause it's like, I could have said no. Ronald could have walked out with my baby, or I mean, my mom could have walked out with my baby and I could have went to jail and he could have told Ronald, well, you're going to have to take this back up to New York. It's in their jurisdiction. We could have done that. That could have been an option. Absolutely, because there was never no UCCJEA hearings. There was all these things, right? You said my eyes look different. Yeah, bitch, I've lost a lot of... It's... Inside, like, this is Tristina Kardashian you're speaking to. You know what I mean? Like, this is mommy at work. This is me being the advocate on the internet, using my voice. Megan will tell you behind fucking closed doors, bitch, I'm on the floor right now. Like,
yeah, it's been a rough.
Because
it's been a rough. Yeah.
I'm feeling John Wick ain't got shit on me right now. That's how I'm feeling. Like, I'm really feeling like who want what? Who want what? Because they've all shown they're scared. They're all running. Everybody's fucking fleeing like roaches. Running like roaches around this bitch for me. I walk in the courthouse, they like, did she see me? Yeah, I saw you, Mitchell. And take this paperwork. But I didn't do it like that. I said, hey, I just filed this on behalf of your client. You know, I've been on the ass lately. Because all right, fast forward, we enforce it. Judge is like, boom, I have no doubt you're going up there Monday. I said, absolutely. He said, okay. Cool. I say to Sevi, and then because then his attorney, right when he was like, all right, so we're gonna have no choice but to, force this, blah, blah, blah. So his attorney bumps Ronald like, go get the baby. Like one of those. He looked at her, he was like, I'm gonna give mom some time with her child to step down from the bench, because this is probably gonna be one of the hardest days of her life.
And it was.
Right? So I pick up Sevi. I'm talking to Sevi. I'm like, look, remember what mommy said? You might have to go spend 3 days with your dad. We just started her sleeping out, so she understands a little bit. So Sevi like, okay, whatever. Blah, blah, blah. Go with him. Who? All right. Cool, blah. Because in her mind, I'm getting my cookies. I'm getting this. I'm getting that. It's all right. My mom makes sure that anybody I go with got my shit. So it's fine. Like, mommy don't send her off willy-nilly. Like, she goes with my mom, her uncle, my brother, and my aunt Patty. That's it. That's who my child goes with at this point. She's only one. So my child doesn't leave my sight like that. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't do that shit. I'm not like, and no offense to anybody else, I know we all got shit to do, but I'm not that busy that I need anybody. Like, if I'm working when my baby sleep. I'm working while my baby's sitting here playing. I'm, spending my afternoons with my child, and work can go later. I'm doing everything else later because my child's my priority. My mom gotta beg me to watch my kid. Like, bitch, can you go to the grocery store and get some milk or something so we could be alone? Like, we just want to hang up. Yeah, go ahead. You can message me. Yeah, we just want to hang out, whatever. So I'd be like, yeah, like it was hard for me to start even leaving my daughter with my mom, because even with my mom, I'm like, girl, listen, I know you her grandmother and I know you my mother and I get all that, but no disrespect. Like, I was at my daddy's full time. So, I just need to make sure that you know all the rules. Like, my mom will tell you, I'm outside in the parking lot with the whole family doing car seat lessons. Y'all a little out of date right now. I need to make sure you know. The car seat go like this. The buckle be like this. Sevy like this. Like, all this shit. I'm real fucking strict. I don't play. So, March 4th of 2025, last year. So I'm like, here we are. Now I have to hand my baby over with this nigga. And I'm thinking, at least bare minimum, I don't know who this other person is, but hopefully whoever that is going to be like, you're not really keeping this baby, right? Like, you won't give her back her baby? Because when I hand Seven to him, Ronald's like crying. He got tears in his eyes, everything. This man is scared shitless. Because that was one of the things I said before we handed her over to close the record. I said, Your Honor, honestly, jail might scare some people. It don't really scare me right now. However, I think fatherhood is scarier. So she could go. Let her go. This is what they want. They want my baby in their jurisdiction. Let's play. Let's fucking play. Because I know Ron. Right? So Ronald leaves carrying her like a dirty diaper. Right? So then they go on, share with whoever the fuck you want. I got my email out there. I could talk to anybody. I'm not like isolating myself. Like, I genuinely, if you know anybody with a large page, if you know anybody who does podcasts, if you know anybody, anything, I could talk. Like, I will talk to literally anyone at this point to share the story. Because again, it's not just about my daughter. It is about Monroe County failing children left and fucking right. These police across the country do not know where they're supposed to interfere for welfare checks when this court matters. The family court system has manipulated people's minds to believe it is truly different than regular due process, and it's not. There are so many people who are representing themselves pro se being ignored. Yup, right here in Rochester, New York. Being ignored because they're pro se, and people think when somebody goes pro se, it's just because they're hard-headed, they're stubborn. No, it's really survival, because the only way to get something in the record is if you type it yourself, even if it's not perfect. Even if it's not fucking perfect, it's the only way. These people will quite literally ignore your fucking kids. They don't care. So, all right, where we are now, right? Fast forward, Ronald's had her. It's been hell. No welfare checks, CPS fucked up. They didn't go over there. They never had an address. The court had a wrong address. Court didn't want to let the proceedings come in to prove that Ronald had the fake address, because they've said Ronald had a two-room housemate. Or fucking Nicole Bailey says Ronald has an apartment. Ronald has everything he needs for a baby. Ronald could take care of a baby. Bitch, you didn't even confirm the address. And you ignored the fact that the return slips was coming for every piece of mail that you sent, even the fucking custody order. But that's what you said. That's what you said. So now that Ron got the baby, I said, where the baby? Where Ron and the baby? Anybody got the address? We had one hearing that we went back and forth, Nicole Bailey, where Ronald showed up. This is now the 15th of October. Where Ronald shows up, Nicole Bailey and all them sitting in there looking like boo-boo the motherfucking fool. You know why? Because Ronald showed up without the baby, and they was really hoping and praying that boy was going to walk up in there with that baby so they could turn around and hand me my baby then and be like, listen, Mr. Contreras, it's been a month. You haven't showed the audience, or you haven't showed her the address, blah, 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 blah. All this other stuff didn't happen though, because Ronald came without the baby. So now they had the free ball. You know what I mean? So as soon as we start the record, I'm like, boom. Ms. Bailey, can we address the fact that your order don't have the correct filing dates in it? Line 1, bitch. Your Honor. Did nobody proofread this? Never mind pages 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 that we got a problem with. But can we talk about number one? Because if you read my custody order, it reads like she was going to write it with me to have custody but force me back to New York. But because I called that bar association, Shorty got mad. She flipped it to Ronald having the custody, right? Because that was supposed to be like, you little bitch. You want to call somebody? You want to call them? I'll show you the power of my pen. That bitch was mad. She's an Aquarius. I know she was mad. And she loved playing with people paperwork. That's something I do my research. And if I'm lying, Nikki, sue me. Yeah, sue me. Right? I knew I should have texted him. He gonna call back in 2 seconds. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, boom. Ronald has Sevi. This whole shit is going on. We have no police reports, blah, 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 blah. Where we're at now, the record shows Ronald's absconded. Ronald's taken off. Judge made judicial finding. Judge is still not ordering for her to have custody or like me to have custody back of her. However, we have a bench warrant. The new bench warrant erased the previous bench warrant that was unenforceable. And the only difference is they added for my child to be returned to me when Ronald's located. But here's the thing. They are so used to skirting under the law that they're thinking, oh, if we register with the state police will do what they got to do to find them. Well, joke's on you, because the state police are looking at this case and saying, we're not doing shit that is not ordered to actually do in this circumstance. So since they're not ordering an extraditable warrant, there's nothing we can do unless he's here. He's not here. So now there's an investigator that I'm working with, right? For the state police. Boom. Me and him, I'm catching him up on everything. He's like, what the fuck? All right, first things first, we got to get eyes on the baby. Sounds great to me.
That's kind of what we were hoping.
I don't even know why the fuck I didn't think of it. Yeah, like, bitch, why, Megan, why we ain't think of that?
I don't know.
Should have put our noggins.
Everyone thinks that she's so mad at Ronald. Yeah, she's mad at Ronald, but the whole thing isn't about Ronald. It's about the baby.
Mm-hmm.
It's about the baby.
It's about them disrespecting my child. Yep. Literally. I want my child. I want to know my child is okay. I don't care about the paperwork and the problems and all that. I got to tell y'all that shit. I've been told them this shit. I've been typed this shit up. It literally, this is what my record looks like in papers across the floor. And that's not even at all. That's not including the transcripts that are this big. This is the stack of our transcripts. That's not including the 176 page motion that went to the appellate court. That's this big. That's not including the various emails and this. That's just the petitions and motions and things like that of how many times I told them over and over again to find my baby. That's it. All I've been saying to these people over and over and over and over and over and over. Can we please get an order to locate my child? Can we please get custody right now so I can locate my child? Like, I get y'all mad and he got custody and blah, blah, blah. But first of all, Your Honor, can you say that that's a lawful order?
It's never signed by a judge.
Because it wasn't signed by a judge and you needed to get it signed off by a judge. And you were not a judge in family court. So you thought that because you're a judge over there in Wheatland, it was going to be great. And because she's worked in family court and all that, she already knows how good it is and how easy it is to fuck up a record. That was it. Nicole Bailey's a criminal. She's a criminal. That woman is a criminal. She's a career criminal. Her whole house is full of children snatched out of foster care. If I'm lying, sue me. She here. I know she out there. That every time. That woman obsessed with me.
I hope she's hearing this story because it's all real, all true.
Ain't been sued yet. The worst thing she did was have a deputy call me last year. No, not last year. It would have been 2024. We've been here for a while. 2024, she had a deputy call me on the weekend talking about some Miss D, stop talking about Nicole Bailey on Facebook. He left me a voicemail. Stop talking about Nicole Bailey on Twitter and on the internet, blah, 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 or we're going to levy charges against you.
I feel like that's against your First Amendment rights.
First Amendment right.
Are you just telling your story about your experience with somebody?
I'm tagging her for credit. The internet doesn't like if you don't credit the creator. So if I'm going to post and say, here's another horrible day where I don't know where my child is living and Ronald's breaking the very order that she gave him and I can't even get a welfare check done. This was when it was still light. This was still light work at this point. And if anybody's wondering who's the referee that made it all possible, Nikki. That's not against the law. So what I did was I called back dispatch and said, whoever called me, Osmankowski, it was, tell him call me back. Tell him call me back. I'm really interested on like levying these charges and I would love to get in front of my defense while we're on this break. I've never heard. I have never heard from Deputy Osmankowski ever since. There has been nothing else from Nicole Bailey ever since.
I feel like that was an intimidation, a purposeful intimidation, an abuse of power.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Let me move her up right there. Okay. So the other day, this is what I was basically saying to y'all. Did all that make sense? What questions y'all got? Hi, Amber. What questions y'all got? Are you reporting back, Amber? She still don't know we can see her. When all this is over and I start teaching a social media class, first things first is understanding when you can be seen. Understand it. No, they really can't find them. I put them on everything I love. They do not know where the fuck they are.
The last we had a warrant with an address where an investigator found an address that they thought he lived at, which is supposed his non-familiar cousin and the non-familiar grandparents. But when the police went out, not because Monroe or RPD asked them to, in fact, they told them not to do that. They went out and talked to those residents, and they said that they have not seen him in a month.
That it was a blocked call is the last time they spoke with him.
A month ago.
Yeah, a month ago. So
literally
there's nothing.
No.
They're like, yeah, so they called me back. They're like, what you want to do? I'm like, you want to do the missing persons report? I'm like, yeah. So they filed the missing persons report, et cetera, right? Then it's like, okay, well, now we have a missing persons report, but we have no idea where they are. So he's like, I'm like, okay, we'll charge him with parental interference. Here's where the miscommunication. This is not legal advice. This is just civics here, right? The police create the reports to bring forth the charges, right? Like, hey, this person's committing a crime. We want to charge him with this. Yeah, Sebby's 2 now. Excuse me. We want to charge him with this, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. This is what we're filing. Okay. So if I call the police and I'm like, hey, he's kidnapped my child. He's in violation of a custody order. He's, taken off, absconded out of jurisdiction. We have no idea where they are. You cannot conduct a welfare check because we can't locate them. He needs to be charged with parental interference because that opens up the door of locating him, getting an extraditable warrant for him, right? Because you have to then send it to the district attorney, and then the district attorney sends it and it goes to the judge, and the judge stamps it and signs an extraditable warrant. Because in New York State, you need a criminal judge to do that, not these little rinky-dink family court judges that have no power. None up here. That's the misinformation here in New York State. Everybody is engaging with these fucking family courts. They have no power to do shit. A family court judge cannot lock you up. They literally can't. Right? Exactly. March 4th of 2025 is the last time I spoke to her. because she told me they was on a road trip, and that's confirmed because he got pulled over in Henry, Indiana. But
For driving while suspended.
I'm hysterical, right? He's definitely not taking off with my baby. So, freaking, yeah, they're like, yeah, we put the missing persons report, but like, if we don't have no addresses, we're gonna do. So I'm like, car, where's his car? Where's this? Like, charge him. He's like, oh, well, there's no proof that he's here. I said, so you got his car leaving this day? Well, no.
Because we got him on flock cameras already there.
There.
So, what changed? You got flock cameras?
And then here's the other thing. If you have the missing persons report, how about we do this little thing called, I don't know, make a post on Facebook, a Twitter post, something. I mean, you could post, hey, y'all got an ex-boyfriend you want to get locked up for Valentine's Day, and that's cute. But you can't post my child on your Facebook. You can't even say, hey, we have a missing person right here. Well, no, because there's no proof that she's in danger.
It's been 520 days since anyone has laid eyes on her. How do you know she's not in danger?
Well, that's not a complete fact.
Yes, okay.
But that any police have been able to successfully, because words mean things. You know, they like to say.
I know.
Police have not been able to successfully perform a welfare check and actually seeing my child and having it documented that police actually successfully performed a welfare check. There is a RPD Sergeant Baca July, August, claiming Arizona laid eyes on her. Arizona had no idea what the fuck we were talking about. Claimed that there was going to be pictures. There's still no pictures. There's still no proof that they've actually seen my child. And in fact, the complete opposite, because Megan, who's in Arizona, found Ronald's sister and called the police to meet there, and they talked to her and confirmed that they weren't there. CPS has even confirmed that they're not there. So this whole they were in Arizona shit was complete bullshit. It was complete bullshit. Sergeant Baca was covering his ass. Because in February, when I first was making my claims with Sergeant Baca, because Sergeant Wegman wasn't doing anything, and if you're not familiar with Sergeant Wegman is who the first one I was beefing with. So Sergeant Baca then was like, oh, Ronald said he's on vacation. He'll be back next week to show me the baby. That was how they were letting a welfare check go undone. Where are you, Ronald? So the police there, wherever you're at, can come see her. Right?
Again, let's not forget, there is an order that he is not to leave the county.
Without written permission.
From the court. And mother's knowledge of where the child will be staying.
Yep. There would have to be a whole hearing in order for Ronald to be out here gallivanting out of the county and all that shit in the first place, right? You know why? Because again, she wrote that up for me. She was trying to trap me up here in Rochester and make it that I couldn't go back to Pennsylvania, because in Pennsylvania, I was dusting their asses in court. That's why. Dusting them, because in Pennsylvania, judges listen. Not all. I'm just going to say my judges that I've been in front of, for the most part, will listen.
Because this is
I'm really organized.
And I'm really organized. Like, everyone we tell this to, they're in such disbelief because it is so extraordinarily.
It's absolutely fucking insane. Yeah.
Diabolical.
It's crazy. So what was I getting at? Oh, freaking, I'm waiting for this restriction to go up, and then I'm gonna read what I just filed. But so now the police out in California, they're like, all right, boom. We can't locate them. We can't prove they left, but we also ain't gonna post her online, right? Girl, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna retell this whole shit once again, or I'll try to download this and put it on. Like, I'll take this whole live and put it on Substack later. That's what I'll do. For anybody new that just followed me that wants to rewatch it, we'll do that. I don't think I said anything too bad that I want to hide from the internet. I'll put it on there, because if my Substack is where I'm trying to like start documenting. I need people over there. Like, I don't want to waste all this energy of like making these posts, but nobody's seeing them and reading them. So what I've been doing is I'll post like one of those long videos here, and then I put that over there and I put it in the bottom. What, like being kidnapped off after the shit? Yeah, exactly. Like TikTok is the home base. This is like, what's up? We pulling up, y'all sitting in we just chilling. Like that's why I call it the House of Tristina. Because this is like we just chilling. But I've been trying to utilize Substack more for the actual physical part of everything, like the paperwork. Because that's how I've been telling my story, was like showing the paperwork. You know, like there's a lot of videos on here, the playlist and shit. Like I have a lot of proof on here that like I'm not making this shit. I could not come up with this. The only thing I could do was constantly, I was predicting how shit was gonna go. God was telling me, get in front of this. Somebody's about to do something here, so I need you to write this. Like, do it. Like, you know what I mean? I'm really locked in with God. Not on no crazy shit, but like I'm really locked in with God, and I try to follow whatever he tells me, because again, like me having this child was a prayer. You get what I mean? Like me having my daughter was a prayer. His family is helping him hide, absolutely, because so after the police went over there, shortly after, the cousin, his name is Nasiah Garcia, but he's on here under Wilt Chamberlain. He's probably sitting here right now. Where are you at? You out there? You want to come tell your story about how Ronald's a great daddy and not doing nothing wrong? Nasiah, here's your moment. He watches me like a hawk. Nasiah be on my every move, bro. Everything. He constantly, if I post something, Nasiah can't wait to be like, she's lying. And then this is what I do. I'm sick in the head, right? I like fucking with people. So whenever somebody gets worried about my social media climb going up, right? And then they try to say, oh yeah, you know he here. You know little big cousin is just sitting around the corner. He is right around the bend. These people that have been fucking with me, it's like his family, my family, et cetera, right? And what they do is, whenever it starts to pick up and they see traction coming, they come out of the fucking woods. They come out of the woods. She's lying, blah, 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 blah. She's just on here crying. Ignore her. And they try to get me like riled up to fight with them. So what I've been doing is, oh, you guys said that? Well, watch what happens if I just stop talking. They start tweaking, yo. They get like, where the fuck she at? Where's she at? What's she doing? Because they know, ultimately, by the moment Ronald actually gets put in handcuffs and somebody does investigate this and charges him and all that, they getting all y'all niggas. Mm-hmm. All y'all niggas, the people on here that want to post my baby's face as their profile photo being funny, the people on here that want to hide him and this, that, and the third. There's people on the internet that are like crazy.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's crazy. What the psychic come up with? Because we got a psychic that could like lead me in a direction. One of my family members, I won't say who, but I have a family member that said they had a dream about them the other day. So like people, my family is definitely, everybody's been having like weird dreams and little, you know what I mean? Like little bits and pieces that he might have cut her hair off, or that he's like somewhere. I constantly, like when I get these headaches and shit, like I tell my guy all the time, I'm like, yo, I feel like he's somewhere stressing the fuck out and like pulling his hair out, or I could tell, like I'll feel like she's crying. You know what I mean? Like I'm be like, oh, I feel like my baby is just crying, right? And so that's why I'm like, I'm in this place where in order to brace for the actual, like statistically, that my child might actually not be here and that Ronald's already discarded her and ended his own life, I have to deal with that feeling of like, be prepared that at any moment someone can call me and actually say that. The cousin was on my live one time talking about she gone. There's been no sign of life since then. There's been nothing. So for him to be on here still, no, Ronald's doing everything great, blah, 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 but we haven't talked to him. And the last time anybody seen his car was at your house and you had a blocked phone call, it's giving, y'all know Ronald did something and you're hiding him. You get what I mean? Like y'all know, and I don't put shit past nobody. There ain't no blackness between us that's gonna make me put past that people do fucked up shit to try to cover for somebody, especially if they think they'll be implicated in the crime. You know what I mean? Of like, well, if you just stay gone forever, they'll never fucking know. You know, like people are sick like that. So I have to like think like that with like, all right, worst case fucking scenario. I need to make sure I'm documenting every single person that does not lay eyes on her on the days they're being asked to. What do they tell me? What do they tell me somebody else told them on why they shouldn't escalate a charge? What are they saying for this, that, and the third? Like, you know what I mean? Like I try to be on top of it, right? But then there's this other side of like, okay, if my baby's alive and I'm trying to channel like this energy to figure out like where they're at, I feel like so fucking overwhelmed and stressed out, to be honest. Like I feel like they're overwhelmed and stressed out. Like, because where are you at? All he has to do, all this man dead ass, bro. All he has to do is just give me my baby. You have multiple police stations you could just walk her into and be like, this is 7 Moon, call Tristina D's and go on about your business. That's all you got to do. A CPS or anything. There's no charges. There's no charges right now. Whatsoever, because they're all running from charging him. So he's still in the clear on charges. The arrest warrant would go away. The order of custody would go away. And I would tell them, withdraw whatever the fuck you're charging that man on child support, because I don't want that. That shit is blood money. I don't want that shit. There would be nothing. Your rights could be terminated if you don't make contact for 12 months. Like, you could literally go on about your life. If you wanted a relationship with your child, go get fucking help. That's all I just told a nigga, yo, you tell a nigga to hit a therapist and they act like you're fucking making life so hard for them. Right? He genuinely does not understand how the court system works. He genuinely thinks that me proceeding with court has something to do with him. Nigga, it don't got shit to do with you. This is the record of me as a mother. If I don't fight this record of me as a mother, they will use whatever the fuck they want forever against me. So I have to prove that y'all all acted as criminals up here. Y'all all acted in a way to cover your asses. You genuinely did not give a fuck about actual due process, about my child, about where he lived, about where he was going, and about where the fuck he's at now. It don't got nothing to do with Ronald. You're not going to disrespect me and my child. And that's what they're doing. I got to get off in a little bit, so let me read this for y'all. So I just filed another ex parte motion the other day, right? This is an emergency ex parte motion for custody. I will skip past the whole self-represented, duly sworn, blah, 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 blah. I say, then this will give you of like, what am I saying to the court as of Friday? Because again, this wasn't ruled on Friday. Don't get carried away. We're still going to wait. We're going to wait because why would we just make the ruling on Friday and then allow us to do what we got to do on the weekend? And they're well aware of this. Hi, Alex.
No, it's maximum suffering. Maximum suffering for. I said maximum suffering for a 3-day weekend.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because we have court on Tuesday, so that's why I want to blow this up by Tuesday to the point where it's like, if I walk out of that court and I don't have this piece of paper, I want us blowing up every news station across the fucking country. New York, I'm not above contacting this administration. You know they crooked as all hell and hate Democrats. Listen, I play dirty, bitch. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a liberal. I'm an independent. I play dirty. Anybody can get it. Any fucking body, any party can get it. If you're not following the law, if you're not keeping up your oath, if you're not doing that, anybody can get it. If I'm going to critique Pam Bondi for everything she's doing, I'm going to critique Pam Bondi for not doing something about this if I put it on her desk too. Because they out here talk about they want to catch the immigrants, they want to catch the murderers, they're coming after our children, but you're hiding pedophiles and you're allowing people to literally sit here and kidnap kids. And then doing nothing about this shit. Like, this shit across this country is crazy. So I was like, this matter presents an urgent, extraordinary circumstance requiring immediate judicial intervention to protect the welfare and best interests of the minor child, Seven Moon, and the constitutional rights of both the child and petitioner. The respondent, Ronald Contreras, has demonstrated and sustained a willful pattern of evasion, deception, and noncompliance with court orders, culminating the unlawful removal and continued concealment of the child from the petitioner mother, that's me, and from the jurisdiction of this court. Right? The facts set forth, and that means by jurisdiction of this court, just to be clear, that's not just like the Monroe County. That means this court cannot enforce any fucking orders, cannot hold him in contempt right now. They can't do shit. So he's literally just ducking and knowing, well, what the fuck are they gonna do? And it's gonna get worse before it ever gets better, unless they just order me custody, because then he's violating and concealing the child from the lawful custodial parent. But we cannot turn over the custody order yet. You get what I mean? It's messy. So the facts set forth below establish not only a flagrant disregard for the rule of law, but also imminent risk of irreparable harm to the child. Key words if you're in family court: irreparable harm, meaning we can't take this back. What this child experiences, you can't erase. It's already happened. So the maternal relationship necessitating the issuance of an emergency order of custody. Statement of facts are that on August 9th, despite the mother being the primary caretaker of the child, following a series of proceedings in 2024, attorney referee Nicole Bailey issued a custody order granting respondent Ronald Contreras custody of the minor child, Seven Moon. The proceedings leading to this order were marred by the referee's failure to properly litigate jurisdiction and ascertain whether the respondent possessed the legal standing to seek custody. The court lacks any documentation of parental acknowledgement on the record or DNA testing. That's a key thing. And that's why he wasn't making that ruling on Friday. He's not going to want to rule on this motion, because if he rules on the motion, that's going to be a problem for them. So he's going to try to do an order without ruling on the motion. Like, if I was the judge, he gonna try to dismiss the motion, but make the ruling for the order separate from the motion, to think he can get out of that. I don't give a fuck. The facts, nigga. Since obtaining custody on September 13, 2024, respondent has persistently withheld the child's location from petitioner and the child's legal counsel in direct contravention of the spirit of the letter of the custody order. On January 31st, 2025, respondent absconded with the child from New York State and has since engaged in a calculated campaign to frustrate all efforts by the petitioner and law enforcement to ascertain the child's whereabouts. Respondent initially provided the court with a false residential address of 33 LaForce Street, Rochester, New York, 14613, which was in fact a boarding house and not a sustainable residence for the minor child, and not the respondent's address since July 2023. Subsequently, after the referee's order was enforced in Pennsylvania on September 13th, 2024, respondent then provided an address of 138 Otis Street, Rochester, New York on September 15th to the petitioner mother when she was requesting it. This address was a vacant home and listed for sale. Further responding, that was the boyfriend-girlfriend's house that he ends up moving into, right? So, blah, 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 further evidencing respondent's intent to mislead the mother. The court, law enforcement, and evade proper oversight. Respondent's actual residence at the time was 142 Avis Street, Rochester, New York, 14613, which he concealed from both the court and petitioner. Respondent later absconded the apartment to move into the Otis Street address following welfare checks and investigations by Child Protective Services and law enforcement, ultimately then fleeing the state with the child all in a matter of 4 months. The record of family offense petitions, custody petitions, and motions outline these events with exhibits, because I'm not about to sit here and retype all this bullshit that I already gave y'all. Go check your record. All official... Hold on. All official court notices, including the custody order itself, were returned as undeliverable, further evidencing respondent's intent to evade judicial oversight and frustrate enforcement of the referee's orders. Respondent's conduct not only deprived petitioner of any meaningful contact with the child since March 4th, 2025, but also has subjected the child to a transient and unstable existence with documented travel across multiple states, including Indiana, Arizona, Pennsylvania, and California. Law enforcement agencies in New York and California have been unable to locate the child, and a missing persons report remains active from the Patterson Police Department in California as of February 7, 2026, case number P26-001090. Despite the most recent issuance of a warrant for the arrest of the respondent and the child's return on January 12, 2025, the warrant is non-extraditable and has proven unenforceable due to the respondent's continued concealment of the child and evasion of jurisdiction. Respondent has made statements, including on a recorded call on December 24, 2024. We listened to this before on here, indicating his intent to permanently deprive petitioner of access to the child and has engaged in a pattern of providing perjured testimony and fraudulent evidence to the court. The custody order was predicated on unsubstantial claims of parental alienation, which is not a law, for the fucking record. Just to be clear, when they say parental alienation, that is because some motherfucking white man came up with this whole theory of this shit, and they started to enforce it in the courts, because then they started to be able to say like the protective parent, you know, this whole like new term of high conflict type of shit. So basically you're alienating the child from the other parent. In order, first of all, by the definition, in order to have a child be declared as like alienated from the parent, the child would need to be able to speak. That would mean you're coaching your child to say things about this other party, right? Or to them of like, you know, say like, for instance, your kid comes back to you and they're like, daddy told me that you don't really love me and this, that, and the third. That's parental alienation. That is trying to turn and manipulate a child back against you. If you've ever heard my visit calls, like talking with Seven and whatnot, even while she's with Ronald and I'm looking for her and she's like, mommy, you come get me and all these other things, I'm literally explaining to her that like, listen, baby, this has to do with a court. Like we have to do the proper paperwork, because if mommy come get you right now, mommy might go to jail. So we got to make sure that we do this shit, and we got to get this shit straight with these bitches. She knows this has something to do with these bitches. I'm not like, yo, I'm not doing all of that. Because I don't want my daughter, if he does disappear, to even think shit about this nigga. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to program my child anything. Girl, this is just a little that he's whoever the fuck he is while you're with him. You get what I'm saying? Like, whatever you think of him, I know my child. I know her discernment. She's been telling me, this nigga is weird. Like, what the fuck? Why am I with him? He don't buckle me in. I don't got my snacks. He pulling his hair out. Like, what is going on? My daughter communicates well enough that I already know she see what this shit is. That whole dad. What is it? Yo, it's so bad, bro. I got her on a FaceTime call with her friend who's 1 year old too at the time. And they both want to call. And he like, where's Seven? Like, Seven, where you at? Where's Seven? And I'm like, Seven's still in New York. She's with her dad. He's like, a dad? And Seven's like, I don't know what the fuck a dad is neither, dog. Dog, I'm with you. I don't know what this shit is neither. I don't know what a dad is. Like, neither of us know what the fuck Seven's dad is, because Seven doesn't have a dad. Why? Because Seven's dad has never been around. We don't know Seven's dad. You get what I'm saying? Seven's dad chose not to come around. Seven's dad didn't want to come around because in order to come around, you got to see my dad. You got to see my uncles. You got to see men that are going to pull you aside and be like, so what's going on? We know she's a bitch. Get past that. What's going on? We raised her to be like that. Get past that. What's going on? He wanted to run from that. He did not want to run from the accountability of my actual family that is going to say, I don't care what the hell you think. You're not going to treat Tristina like this. Hi. Hello, Tasha. Hey, Terry. Hello, y'all. All right. So, back to this. Despite the most recent issuance of the warrant, blah, 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 it's unenforceable due to respondent's continued concealment of the child and evasion of jurisdiction. Respondent has been, and this was just filed Friday for anybody new. Respondent has made statements, including on the record on December 24th, indicating his intent to permanently deprive, this is 2024, permanently deprive petitioner of access to the child, has engaged in a pattern of providing perjured testimony and fraudulent evidence to the court. The custody order was predicated on unsubstantial claims of parental alienation, despite clear evidence that the petitioner relocated to Pennsylvania for safety, given respondent able access to the child with supervision, and the prior allegations against the petitioner have been resolved in her favor, meaning the false CPS claim, right? Petitioner has submitted to this court statements from licensed clinical therapists, medical health professionals, and social workers attesting to the respondent's instability and the substantial risk posed to the child's welfare should respondent retain custody. The continued failure of the court and law enforcement to enforce the custody order and to secure the child's return constitutes a violation of the petitioner and the child's fundamental rights and perpetrates a situation of ongoing harm and legal abuse, right? The key facts presented here establish a clear and convincing case for the issuance of an emergency ex parte order of custody. Respondent's actions constitute parental alienation or parental kidnapping, under applicable law and present an imminent risk of harm to the child. The court possesses both the authority and the obligation to act swiftly, that would have meant Friday. Oh yeah, we already been got that part, because remember my therapist, she said, for anybody that's watching this back on a live or like a replay, she says, yep, that debunks the mental health accusations. They also tried that before. Somebody was trying to pull like a mental health thing, and my therapist wrote a nice, beautifully worded report of like, Tristina on y'all ass. She's not crazy. She just organized as fuck, and you are using her mental health to try to make a legal strategy, but it is not backed up by clinical fucking supported proof. Like, none of this. I've been with her. She perfectly fine. All my therapists that I've had over the whole course of this is that, like, the one that wrote that report, I had her, then I had somebody else, then she came back and I got her again, right? But I've ultimately had 4 therapists this whole time, from pregnancy to postpartum to moving to Pennsylvania, getting the woman Angelica, then I got Jose, then I went back to Angelica. Each and every one of them said, bitch, you're better than me. Every single one of them is, you're fucking better than me. I don't know how. Like, I got the therapist and they're like, please tell me, how do you keep from like going crazy? Like tell me, because I've been doing this for a while, and anybody else would have lost their fucking shit by now. And the only thing that can keep me is, I write it down. I'm gonna write it down. I'm gonna tell them, you see how I'm wording this? Y'all niggas ain't helping find my child. You are obligated to help find my child. You're playing games with me and my child's life. This is not about a custody finding. This is not, Ronald got mice in his house and he doesn't let her play with a block. This is not, oh my God, he's calling my phone and this. No, this is, you are violating our constitutional rights to not only a speedy trial, to speedy processes, but you're not even acting on emergency. We're in there since March 21st, 2025 on an emergency. Okay. The docket still shows an emergency. But what they did was they thought, we're just going to do a whole new trial real quick, get some facts in here. Ronald's going to come with some story that she's a bitch, and we'll be able to, like, we'll give her baby back, but we're going to just show that, like, we didn't fuck up. They're just high conflict.
Yeah, right. No one
it was
high
like
conflict with when they're disappeared.
Child, we walked up in that courtroom Bueller. The deputies be funny as hell now. They'd be like, and just for housekeeping, Ronald Contreras. He's not here. Respondent's not here. If we miss one hearing as women, they will snatch our children with the quickness. They will give that man an order. He'll be at your house by an hour later with the police to pick up your kid. But right now, you have no idea. Huh?
When was the last time Ronald was in court? When was the last time
October
Ronald
15th,
was in court?
2024.
But
exactly.
Your parental. Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I was the one. Oh, Nicole fucked up. Again, I do sell my transcript book. All proceeds help to supporting me stay the fuck alive.
Right.
But I do sell it where you could see there is all the transcripts from every single hearing. So it's like, what, 10 maybe, Terry? How many transcripts I got? Like maybe 10 to 12. It might be like 10 to 12 transcripts for these hearings, or no. That feels like a lot. We're going to say 10. I'm going to say 10. I think there might be 10 hearings in total that we've ever had. Right? The custody order, you got the closing arguments I was talking about. The closing arguments. I put the 176-page motion to stay that I submitted to the appellate court. So the same appellate court that just ruled, oh, what? Nicole Bailey did nothing wrong, but doesn't want to actually address, like, well, was Nicole Bailey well within her powers when she did an off-the-record conference? Was Nicole Bailey really in her powers when she made this finding? Was Nicole Bailey really in her powers when she said Ronald didn't abuse that cat, that we all saw Ronald abuse that cat? You don't argue that. You just say Nicole Bailey did no wrong, and then they don't serve us. So it's on the internet. So if anybody on the internet was looking, they would see Nicole Bailey did no wrong. However, you stop it so we can't get nowhere. We can't move forward. And I'm just going off of what my counsel's saying. My counsel's saying he ain't been served. So no, absolutely. That's exactly what they want, Christina. She says they would like if you go and look for him, and when you see him, grab the baby. Exactly. That's what they wanted me to do kind of before, so they could say, you shouldn't have done that, and you should have waited for due process. Right? But then when Ronald got further and further and further and further, it was like, okay, so like, you really don't know where the fuck they're at? Nope. Oh no, I don't have the they won't give me them transcripts. They will not give me. This is another reason why they're holding off on making an order in case I appeal the order, because then I'm going to get all these transcripts. I'm going to get all these motherfucking transcripts. And I don't give a fuck what order they make. I'm still putting in an appeal, even if it's in my favor. I'm still putting in an appeal just so that I can get all them fucking transcripts. If there's one thing I disagree with in that, I'm filing an appeal. Or hopefully Ronald does, and then we get all the transcripts then. But I'm getting transcripts for every proceeding I've been in since that custody order went in place. This is, yeah, I know you've been around here for a while. This is absolutely like the thing that pisses me off. My bad. Like, just so I finish this last sentence. It was more so about then grant sole custody, direct all local state law enforcement, blah, 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 to locate the child, authorize law enforcement, pursue remedies, blah, 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 blah. And he put that on hold until, I guess, next week. We have court on Tuesday. So if anybody's local and you want to come to court with me, come on. Come on down. You still here? What's the name? You still on here? I don't know if you want me to say your name or not. Where you at? You said, would you say the screen name you was under so I could see if I can find you? I'm going to get off in a minute, y'all. I really got to take a shit. I ain't going to hold you. Really need that coffee done kick in. Pro note, if anybody's been keeping up, hello, well, thank you for Massachusetts. Share us all over though, because honest to God, we have no idea where the fuck he's hiding. And I think that right now we're in a point where with the Jeffrey Epstein files going on, right? And with everybody focused on child trafficking, people turn a blind eye to what's going on in family court. Until it happens to you, you don't give a fuck. And selfishly enough, what you mean? Just go file for custody. I was a part of that. Just go file for custody. Just go. That's what it is. Just go file for custody. Just go, set the record straight, right? But in reality, I never in my life expected it like this. Like, I knew what my mom went through when I was a baby was because my dad had money and power, essentially, right? Like, my uncle is a celebrity. They had access to his lawyer that is like super duper retained, So he just went up in there. That white lady got a couple kids. She a little bit crazy, batshit crazy, dropped the baby off in a rampage one day. She can get her for weekends. And then that was it. And my mom was too scared. Right. So I have thought about going towards the administration, but it's also a mindset of like, if I'm going to the administration, I want to go to the administration by like quite literally suing the government. If I'm going to do it, to be honest, I'm looking at like, how would I do it and do it in a way that's a lawsuit, not a complaint, because complaints don't get nowhere. I know multiple people who are putting in, there's one man around here, he has 10 complaints to the attorney general, all just like, they don't give a damn. They don't care. I've complained locally. I've complained to I've made sure, and what I do is, so here's a little pro tip. It's not legal advice, but if you want to be a little feisty with it, I like to CC everybody. So if I'm yelling at the court for the court's corruption, like, so the day before, or was it 2 days before, I sent an email in to the court. Like, if y'all was on my live, maybe, what was that, like 2 weeks, we were doing with, not this one. We were dealing with the the judge's lawyer from, like, the clerk lawyer nigga, whatever, playing around with the warrant and all that. So I'm like, okay, I started lying to them. I started tagging the governor in the emails, all this shit. Now all of a sudden, it's like, you know, Miss Dees, we need photographic evidence so that we can find the baby, blah, 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 like pictures of her. And it was just bullshit, right? And he's like, and we need a local address, like being funny. And I'm like, you ain't been needed a local address. I ain't been local. They're just trying to find out where I'm at. That's all it is, right? It's not that fucking hard. You ain't gonna get in the building anyway.
The address that's on the warrant is my address, and that's in Pennsylvania, where jurisdiction should have been this whole time.
I think I want to cut my hair. Side note, what y'all think about that? I really am craving, like, a nice, like, I feel like I'm at that age. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, a bob. Are we with the bob? I know, I get distracted. But, like, I'm going to hate it if I do it. We won't do it. Anyway, so I sent this email the other day, and this is all the people that are on it. I sent it to Miss Anna Flores. She's from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. That's our caseworker for that. Previously, when she tried to call down and get some information from RPD, they gave her bullshit, right? So that was like last September. The attorney, his name is Mr. Patrick something, he apparently instructed her not to investigate this. They're not doing a missing persons report. They don't care, because RPD been cocky, bitch, yo. RPD thinks because I stopped talking to them that, like, now I just think I'm not getting anywhere with them. So whenever anybody's been calling RPD, yo, child, the shit they've been telling these people, that everybody is listening to RPD, like, oh, that people are fucking crazy. Like, wow. So I tag her, or it's her email basically requesting that, saying she needs authorization or a new custody order, you know, et cetera, in order to be able to do this, to put 7 on the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, which, for the record, they're lying. My 14th Amendment right is what grants me the ability for them to do this. The warrant, the missing persons report, all of those things is more than enough evidence that you should be doing this to locate my child. No, but everybody thinks I just want to find Ronald and my child to get the custody proceedings moving, right? Fucking. These are the people that run our country. You know what I'm saying? Like, the math don't even be there in their head. If I genuinely just wanted to light something, all I could do, I could walk into a federal court. I could go to Pennsylvania. I could be going to multiple other courts. No, I'm staying here because you're going to fix it. You're going to do it. I'm not going other places, because what's going to happen is, say, for instance, I go into a federal court. The federal court's going to say, well, this just has to go back down to them. We're not touching it. Right? Yeah, exactly. Like, the federal court's going to be like, we're not touching it. If I go to Pennsylvania, Pennsylvania's going to say, no, go back up there with them. Tell them to fix it, because they relinquished jurisdiction back. They only took it temporarily to enforce it so that they had to deal with it when these problems arose. They didn't want to do the proper thing of conferencing, so we're not going to fix your fucking problem. There's been an open docket in Pennsylvania for an order of protection on behalf of 7. I filed that December of 2024. So it's been open showing, hey, I can't come to this hearing. We need to adjourn because we don't know where Ronald and Seven are. Hey, can't come to this hearing. We need to adjourn because we don't know where Ronald and Seven are. Hey, can't come to this hearing. We need to adjourn because we don't know where Ronald and Seven are. So in Pennsylvania, it's literally month after month after month to the point where they're like, okay, look, boom, put this on for next year. Put it on for next year and let's see what happens in this whole fucking year. Because if she comes back down here in a year, and they still can't find Ronald Contreras or that baby, that's a problem. Right? So, no. Nobody has no idea. Nobody. And whoever might know something clearly ain't saying shit. They think it's a game. They think it's funny to taunt me. They think it's funny to lie to the police and lie to CPS. They think it's a fucking game. So, this is right now, his fucking cousin and shit. Andrew D. Pasquale is Seven's attorney. So there's Anna Flores, representative for missing and exploited children. Andrew D. Pasquale, Seven's attorney for the appeal. Mitchell Chait, Seven's attorney for the family court. Brian Degnan, my attorney for the appeal. Steven Salcedo, Ronald's attorney for the appeal. Don't forget, Ronald had an attorney for the appeal, not a family court. All right, he can't get an attorney for the family court without coming to the family court, so he don't got somebody on the family court. Gallo Proano, which is the attorney for Judge Nesser, the family court, right? Principal attorney. Then I also CC'd, so that's who I'm addressing. And then I CC'd Monroe County Family Court's main email, the California Department of Justice Missing and Unidentified Person section, because they're denying them from being able to post her as well. The Monroe County executive, Adam Bello, who I was just all up on his Facebook comments. Y'all might want to go pay him a visit if you feeling up to it. Adam Bello. Excuse me. Monroe County District Attorney's Office. His name is Brian Green as well. You might want to pay him a visit somewhere out there on these internet streets. And the clerk to Judge Nesser, Miss Babby McIntyre, who I've been on the phone with multiple times. And for some reason, every time we're on the phone, she keeps saying, he just needs to give you that baby. Oh, is that because that's what you guys are thinking is going to happen and get you out of this? Too bad. So, preface. I'm the petitioner, Mother Tristina Dees, regarding my minor child, 2 years old, Seven Moon. This matter against Ronald Contreras, respondent Ronald Contreras, the biological father. I have had various discussions and attempts for the recent days with all the parties via phone calls and emails. I'm addressing everyone in unison to coordinate some form of effort and clarity with the county assigned attorneys for our child and myself and the respondent as to who is willfully evading communication or thwarting the process of locating Seven Ayani Moon. Since 9/15/2024 to present, Monroe County Family Court has been made aware and CC'd of the ongoing issues regarding Ronald Contreras willfully defrauding the court as to his legitimacy as a Monroe County resident. See, because bar association filings are funny, to these people. So if I'm going to do a judicial filing in a bar association, I might as well take it to hell. And say, look, I've not made everybody clear what's going on. You cannot say that you are not willfully allowing this to happen. All it takes is an email back. That's it. But you know how boomers and Gen X like to move. I'm a millennial. So, ongoing violations of the order. This has resulted in an order of custody being made by, because they've been aware of this before she even made this order. So being made by Attorney Referee Bailey being unlawfully upheld since 8/9/2024. Okay, me neither, girl. I can't wait to get my baby back, God willing. This order has been violated by Respondent Contreras in such a way that my minor child is completely untraceable. Zero efforts of locating or gaining a result. This goes beyond even addressing the very obvious deprivations of our rights to due process in the mother-child relationship. Because mind you, if Ronald is around still, he's been watching me online this whole motherfucking time. He knows what's going on. He knows what's happening. He's choosing not to give me my baby. He's choosing not to communicate. He's choosing not to give me the sign of life. He's choosing to allow me to continue to feel this pain. You know why? Because they threw some shoes out. Yeah, some shoes stolen. The minions is here. I see an Amber ass already. They over here. And the crazy thing is, though, Amber, if you're still here, I think it's quite literally trifling. Because you've experienced this shit of a man holding your child from you. So for the fact that our babies are the same motherfucking age. We was pregnant right behind each other. We dealing with the same bullshit. And you to sit here and not say anything to me, but watch me like a hawk. And I know you report back to ERA and all this other shit. That is trifling as hell. Like, that is absolutely trifling. So if you are here and you wonder what I think of you, I think you are the scum of the earth with the rest of them. And that's fucked up because I used to think very highly of you. Very highly of you as a person, your loyalty and integrity. And this is nasty. This is quite literally nasty. The way that I see you on my shit, you don't even want to clear your name and be like, I'm not with the shit. And because you are, and you know you are, and you can't lie. Because you sat on the phone with Shiera when Shiera was trying to fish for fucking information from me. That is trifling. Absolutely trifling. So anyway, back to this. It's been upheld unlawfully since 8/9/2024. This order has been violated by Respondent Contreras in such a way that my minor child is completely untraceable, zero efforts of locating or gaining a result. This goes beyond even addressing the very obvious deprivations of our rights to due process in the mother-child relationship. The Monroe County Family Court has also been made aware of the systemic abuse of Monroe County judges, clerks, and support staff in establishing a clear and concise record of events and communications. The Monroe County Family Court staff has staff that have been arguably acting in clear bias against myself and retaliation for the highlighting of misconduct of, and not limited to, because I like to say names, Attorney Referee Nicole Bailey, her official capacity, Judge Stacey Romeo in her official capacity, Judge Kristen Demo Vasquez in her official capacity, Judge Ella Marshall in her official capacity, Judge Daryl Gibbons in his official capacity, and Judge Joseph Nesser in his official capacity, who we currently have. Attorney Karen Deep Matu, Attorney Sarah Holt.
Oh, she got a phone call. Oh, there we go.
Nope, my bad. Attorney Karen Deep Matu, Attorney Sarah Holt, Attorney Sarah Byerly, Attorney Colleen Munan, Attorney Lisa Maslow, Attorney Frank Howard. This conduct has been outlined via complaints to Deputy Clerks Susan Leach and Mark Howell, as well as various emails to the parties as to which the Monroe County Family Court has been CC'd and failed to make a part of the record, even with direct requests to do so. I have forwarded the conversation from Ms. Flores, a caseworker for the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. As I've made everyone abundantly aware, there are multiple agencies attempting to locate Seven Moon nationally. However, given the issues of jurisdiction regarding the warrant, access to the warrant, lack of factually based communication amongst law enforcement agencies, and the only custody order being clearly problematic and outdated, we are hitting a repeated wall. Not only is the current custody order unsigned by a judge, as it is only signed by Attorney Referee Nicole Bailey, not acting in her capacity as a judge, the order cannot be enforced without the court enforcing it. The police departments lack clarity as to how they're able to change or charge Mr. Contreras with parental interference, which I've outlined multiple fucking times. What you doing here, Crystal? Bye. Don't come looking back now, girl. You don't give a fuck about me or my baby. Anyway, not only y'all know, do I not teach these bitches nothing?
Yeah, we can see you on the outside, even though you think we can't.
Hello. I'm so unserious of a person. You see why people hate me? If you're new here now, you get why they don't like me, because you're not gonna upset me, bro. You can upset me as much as you want, like, you know, as much as you want to try. Like, you could try to upset me, but you're not gonna steal my focus, my joy, my nothing. I don't care how much pain I'm in and how much pain you know I'm in. Don't say shit to me, don't watch me, don't nothing. When you cut our friendship off because you wanted to be all up in your motherfucking feelings because all I did was ask you a question, but you couldn't answer the question without feeling like it was a personal motherfucking attack, instead of the fact that I was trying to help uplift you, bitch, to get something done in your goddamn area, don't come clocking and watching me now. No. Because I could have sworn I opened up the door to be like, yo, you sure you don't want to, like, talk about this before burning this bridge with me? Bitch, you set it on fire. Go stand on the other side. And if you are over here just because you're wishing bad upon me, well, baby, return to sender. You feel me? Go return to sender. Thank you. Yeah, no. The shit that they've turned around and played around with is trifling, bro. The family, all that shit. Take all that energy right on back. This is only where we care about my child. If you don't care about my child, you don't gotta, you know what I mean, announce any department, anything. Go by. This is not an airport. I love that phrase. This is not an airport. So like I was saying, so it was only by her, blah, 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 blah. I have up until date been the only person, this is where the juice is, right? Right? Because, you know, people like to think they know what goes on in a courtroom, but when you say it, you really paint a picture. Ready? I have up until date been the only person to file anything regarding the locating of Seven Moon. All attorneys she's had prior and current have glossed over the information they have regarding the parental alienation, absconding, concerns for mental health and welfare, but also have been unable to even locate their own client. Don't that seem suspicious? Their presence, I wrote, I was writing fast, so there's a little spelling errors in here. And for all y'all attorneys out there, Andrew, all of y'all, if y'all around, hey, gloss over that like you glossing over these facts. The present astounding silence, or the presence of silence is astounding is what I wanted to say, but I said the presence astounding silence shows amongst the written record by the lack there of any formal motions being made further the ability to locate Seven Moon. It is unfortunate that until the court acts with its authority to correct the issue of custody and move their pens in a way not to thwart the development of facts on the record of the systemic abuse, we are all stuck here in this jurisdiction of Monroe County. Right? Thank you. I have argued for my rightfully entitled default judgment multiple times, being faced with various responses of non-factual denials. This is not an issue that I can correct myself. However, the very fact that my child has been represented by several attorneys without one document being submitted on her behalf is absolutely vile. But I'll save my opinions of you all for God to hear. It is astonishing to me as to how everyone I interact with takes an oath to so help them God, tell the truth and cause no harm, but do not see the harm they cause when it's spelled out. Today, I intended to file an ex parte emergency motion, which is what I read to y'all. Hey, Des. Emergency motion addressing this issue of the need for custody to be given to me immediately. However, the courthouse was closed. I'm sharing this now to serve not only as proof of communication with the National Center for Missing Children, but also as some form of generic notice to counsel. I want to make it clear that at some point, all parties will need to answer to their knowledge or lack thereof this royal systemic failure. This is not a threat, because you know they like to say I'm trying to intimidate them. Oh, girl, I'm getting their asses. I like making their chests get tight over there, because I get stressed out myself. Like, damn, and I can't say anything. Shit, just a highlight as to how obvious someone's motives could be with their lack of action and ability to take accountability. And I ask that if anyone has anything to say, please speak up and assist in this matter on behalf of Seven Moon. This was Wednesday. I said I'll attach the draft, etc., etc. Well, what y'all think happened? Crickets.
Mm-hmm.
Crickets. And then Friday I went and filed it. Crickets. So Friday, right? I filed it early in the day. We get nothing. Nothing, right? So then at like 4:00, mind you, the Monroe County Family Court email has not responded back to me in like a year. They ignore everything and act like it's not coming through. So whoever mans that fucking email, click clack, bitch. You're going to jail. Because if I'm making communications like this, they have a duty to put that shit in the fucking record. Right. But I sent in a thing. I said, hello. I was inquiring as to the status on the emergency ex parte that I filed, blah, 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 blah. Mr. Chait was handed a copy in the Hall of Justice as well, since I was able to see him. So he's been made aware, which is Seven's attorney. I seen him as soon as right before I went back to file it, I saw him. So I said, oh, word. So I filed it. I came out. I walked over to him. He was standing there with a bunch of his little friends in there. He got his back. So like, it's like, I'm not supposed to know it's him, right? We're like, oh yeah, like, they just over there shooting the shit. So mind you, I also been trying to get a hold of Mr. Chait. Mr. Chait trying to run from me. So I called the court and I left a message for the judge's clerk. Like, I know he in the court right now. Y'all in there talking to figure out where the fuck my baby is? Like, do you not know this calendar is public? You in there right now. So are we having off the record conversations? Or are you just not doing anything? It's giving off the record conversations based off of what it looks like when we come on the record. It looks like y'all have already, got some narrative to give. And if I'm lying, hey, fuck it, sue me. But that's what is given, allegedly, right? So I said, Monroe County Family Court emails me back. They say, it's still with the judge for review. That's at 412. 405, 412. 1, 2. That was quick. Right? So I don't see it. Thankfully, I don't fucking see it because I probably would have called and snapped the fuck out. So I see it 5:30. My phone completely crashed down. I wasn't able to get into it. I couldn't get on my computer. It was bad. Right? So 5:30, I say, it's now the weekend. Was the word emergency not clear enough? So then I take that whole thread and I forward it right over to the district attorneys. I would like criminal investigations done into the Monroe County Family Court judges. So if nothing comes of that, cool. You'll have to answer for that later. Excuse me. I've been trolling the fuck out of them all over the internet. They make an article on Facebook. I got something to say in all the comment sections. So if anybody wondering, like, all right, what can we do to help? Right? If you're wondering, what can you do to help? How can you help this? Get petty. If you see anybody, Rochester, Monroe County officials, the news, anything, right? Get petty. Get in a comment section and be like, that's crazy. I sure wish we could find Seven Moon. Like they posted, oh, the Jurassic Park exhibit is back. And I'm like, I remember that my baby likes dinosaurs. I would love to take her, but she's still missing. We don't know where they're at. Yeah, they know the motion. I already put in a motion and literally said emergency ex parte, meaning we don't even need his ass here. I was making that shit. They know what the fuck I'm saying. They just choosing not to. Yeah, Rochester and upstate New York. Thank you. That's my little buddy right there. What y'all arguing with me about? These people still, and I've been arguing with these people left and right up here. I love it. They don't know me.
All right, girl. I'm gonna sign off. I gotta do dinner. I'll talk to you in a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, gang. Thanks for listening to the story. And as much as you can get the word out, like anything you can do. If you know a big platform that you can share it with, or you know somebody in the news, if you know an anchor, anybody. We would really, really, really appreciate it. And Seven Moon will be returned to her mother soon.
Look at this stupid ass cop. I'm sorry.
All right.
Thank you, Megan.
Yeah, love. I'll talk to you later.
Bye. This cop, right? His name is John Strong on Facebook. And we've been going a little back and forth because this woman posted a video of Monroe County sheriffs not wanting to take a report for like what's his face, right? Somebody did something with her car, stole some shit, right? She needs the police report so that she can get the insurance, right? To do something. Blah, 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 give her claim, whatever, right? So these sheriffs don't want to give her the report, blah, blah, blah. Here we are in the comment section. Just because you call doesn't mean they need to do it. Of course you're a retired RPD pig. Of course you are, babe. Of course you are retired RPD. Ain't that something? Of course you're retired RPD. He like, oh, they don't have to do anything, da 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 da. I'm like, you vote, don't you? Like, oh. So then I commented, somebody like, oh, they don't have to do that. I said, you do realize in order for her to file the insurance claim, she needs the proof of the incident, right? Blah, blah, blah. We get it. You're too lazy to actually go find the person. The report takes a few minutes to type in. You could do it, but you can only, or what did I say, to type, and you can only do it with your two little fingers because you didn't pay attention in school or do your own homework. We hear you. But do a goddamn voice to text then. It's lazy policing, and this is why you fail to catch criminals. And so now he goes on, he was like, yeah, that's the reason. Just because you decide to call the police doesn't mean a crime's actually been committed. I'm sorry. Y'all, bitch took the words out my mouth. I'm sorry, huh? So I call the police because my car has been broken into. Right. To make a crime report that my car has been broken into. The police don't want to make the report that my car has been broken into. And your excuse is just because you called the police, a crime hasn't been committed. See, this is the problem in America. The police do not understand what their jobs are, bro. Like, they want to, like, gaslight us into believing we don't know what their jobs are. I don't think they know what their jobs are. You are a glorified paper pusher with a gun. That's it. They be so quick to want to have their guns and their tasers and all this other shit. You're a glorified paper pusher, bro. The first step of anything is knowing what is going into this report. How you gonna say there's not been a crime committed? So you're telling me that you don't have to take a report, right? You don't have to find out who broke into the car, right? You don't have to arrest them for breaking into the car, right? They don't have to go to court, right, to come up with a defense on why they, I don't know, broke into a car and stole property, right? For the court, juries, not jury, evidence, all this other shit to come forth, right? To say such and such didn't break into. You don't gotta do all that. So you get to just say a crime hasn't been committed here. I'm so confused. This is how people's children ended up dead. This is the same area, the same county that literally, and because I'm gonna close this off here, so I can get off. I'm gonna post this live back on my Substack. Make sure you follow me here, follow me there, whatever, so that I can continue to push this out for this weekend, especially before I go back to court, because this is the same county where if you look up Axel Hernandez, his mother's name is Alexis Hernandez, find her on Facebook, her child was just killed because they didn't want to go do a welfare check. Was a crime committed? Her child's dead. Was there a crime committed? Right? You didn't have proof a crime was committed enough to go do the welfare check, right? You know why you didn't have proof? You know why? You know why you didn't have proof? Because the kid was dead already. That's why you didn't have fucking proof. That's why. The kid was already dead. So, maybe if you would have actually, like, tried to do the welfare check, like, actually tried to go see the kid, you would have saw that the crime was committed. Sort of like if maybe you investigated the car being broken into, you would have actually saw there was a crime being committed. Like you said, that's what they good for, to wait until something bad happens to actually move a finger. And then that's the thing. Then they come around and now it's like, oh, wow, we found the body. We just don't even know what happened, that the dad shot the baby and himself. Wow, that's crazy. What the fuck could have warned us that that was going to happen? Like, I'm going to read, before I go, I'm going to read this from her because I'm on a little bit of a roll and I just want to keep, if I am going to post this, keep my, thing. So you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. I did put this in my what's its face, my Substack. I've been putting her story because I'm livid. Honest to God, there's no reason this woman should be going through this, especially because I've been up here arguing with these motherfuckers to stop playing with people and not checking on our kids. Here it is. This is the mom's version of what's happening. iPad's gonna die in about 5 seconds. So she posted and all that. She says, "This is my ex-partner, Nick Rivas. He's Axel Hernandez's biological father. Nick is the person responsible for the murder-suicide at Fenster Square townhomes in Greece that happened on January 26, 2026. The Greece department will not release Nick's name in connection to his crime, so I will. He murdered our son, Axel, using a firearm and then proceeded to kill himself. Nick Rivas and I split up and have been living apart since April 2025. On Friday, 1/23/26, Nick received a letter for an initial court date that was to take place on 2/11/2026 to discuss child support, as he had never paid any support through the 10 months since we were separated. Over that weekend, he sent me text messages saying, 'Biggest mistake of your life, you fucked up, is this what you want?' These were threats in my mind. I was fearful. I sent a screenshot of the words to our family mediator to try to document something. I received no reply. I was desperate for someone to do something or help me leading up to this court date. I was desperate for protection. I called the cops on Sunday, 1/25, stating that I was nervous over these seemingly threatening text messages. An officer came to my residence and I begged for a police report to be filed just to document how he was acting and what he was saying to me, in case anything escalated in the future over this. The Greece police officer stated there was no threatening language being used and nothing criminal being done on Nick's end. See, no crime being committed. Look at the shit that no crime being committed, right? Okay. I cried and begged for the cops to do something before it got out of hand. They did nothing and left. His final text to me on 1/26/26 at 9:16 p.m. Oh, so then I guess he was still texting on that day. "I will always do what's best for Axel and I," followed by Revelation 21:4. "He will wipe every tear from their eyes. There will be no more death or mourning or crying or pain." This is when I knew something was extremely wrong. That Bible scripture was, of course, about death. Nick was not religious at all. He was, in fact, an atheist. I immediately called 911 for a welfare check on Nick. On the night of 1/26/2026, Nick Rivas used a firearm to murder our son and then killed himself. He stayed locked inside his townhome where the Greece police refused to knock the door down. And once we called Fenster Square maintenance to get the door unlocked, the cops still refused to go inside, quote, per their orders, leaving our family and friends to go inside to discover the devastation that had happened. The Greece Police Department failed Axel multiple times. The court system, in their useless pre-court date, quote, safety precautions, failed us. Women and children need better protections when in place when they feel fearful in domestic situations such as this. My son is gone forever over money because his father did not want to pay child support. If you're wondering what Nick looks like, exactly the usual suspect. If you're wondering what Ronald looks like, grow the hair out. If you're wondering what Axel looks like, one moment. That's baby Axel. Do you see what I see when I see baby Axel? My bad. You see what I see, right? And why I'm fucking livid. Okay? And if you're wondering what baby Axel's mom looks like, so when I tell you it is racism, believe me. Because as I've always said, here in Monroe County, they did not know I was a black woman until they found out I was a black woman. They didn't know. They see D's and they see Diaz. Okay? The white people up here know the fight against black people. They only could get but so far with that shit. This is Rochester. There is like 14 statues of Frederick Douglass around this bitch, if I'm not mistaken. There's like mad fucking statues of Frederick Douglass. So they can only give us so far against black people up here. But the way they feel about the Hispanic community is absolutely diabolical. That family court does not like to give translators to people who don't speak English. They are quite literally the levels basically that the Hispanic community goes through here is insane. Why you think they up here, they fight and they want ICE to come out here? They're out here screaming, trying to get anybody who's even an American, a citizen, deported. They're out here going after the Puerto Ricans. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, this is how fucking detached these people truly are up here. You get what I mean? That baby's dad looks like them. That's it. He looked like a cop. He looked like he could just throw on the fucking uniform and nobody would think nothing of it. That's why they didn't want to go knock on that man's door. That's why they don't want to go inconvenience him. That's what it is. That's all it is. That baby looks like 7. Looks just like, they look like they could be fucking cousins. Literally look like they could be cousins. So when I see her and I see her complaint and I see how they disrespected her and I see what's going on, what the fuck you think is going through my head? Because I'm pretty sure she was probably a lot more calm and a lot more peaceful than I am. She probably was really just crying to these people and they just fucking ignored her. Like me, I'm at least gonna sit there. You know, I'll be looking at them like, all right, motherfucker, you gonna regret this shit. Like, I get bucked with them. I get that. I get that. I make their little pee-pees crawl up and their badges shrivel away. Like, I get that. But the fact that the exact same fucking area, this same area, that is, Greece police know what's going on with 7. I've had conversations with Greece police. I've had conversations with Monroe County, Gates, fucking East Rochester. There is not a police agency around here that does not know Tristina's name. Does not know 7's name. They think that we're weaponizing the police when we want welfare checks. You don't know what his threatening words are because you don't know him. So you're already coming. It is crazy how fast they will gun somebody down and say they fear for their fucking lives over any movement whatsoever. But you're going to say she doesn't know? She can't fear for her life? And for her baby's life? Come on. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's the thing that I've documented this whole time for the live replay later. It's always been racism down in Rochester. For everything, they'll give you the runaround before helping out. Right? And that's one of the things is like, since I've been up here, I already know I'm from Pennsylvania. This shit ain't nothing to me up here. What? Come on. Y'all ain't doing nothing that's any different than what the fuck I grew up with. And in Pennsylvania, living down there in Pennsylvania, Jersey, New York City, Delaware, Virginia, Maryland, you got to know how to really read in between the lines to tell if a white person is like being racist or are they incompetent? Like, you know what I mean? Like, where is it lie? Because most people down there might not be, quote, racist. Like, they're not going to be as loud and bold with it the way they are up here. However, if you don't understand and identify the systemic racism, you will literally be like, hold up, wait, whoa, what you just said? You know? So, and also being half white myself, look, I'm in the inner circle, bitch. I know. You know how many times white people get comfortable with me and be like, you not like the rest of them, huh? Like, bitch, I'm worse. I'm so much fucking worse. You know, and like one of the biggest problems this whole time, I've always said, if my child was some dark-skinned little black baby, I would get the support of the black community a lot fucking louder on this app. If my child was 100% a white girl, I would get the support. But because my child does not fit in any of their boxes, right? And whenever I bring up race, white people they jump off this bitch. Y'all be knowing how that go. They jump off this bitch quick. They be up out of here. The middle-aged white women can't wait to run the fuck up out of here. Here she go again, talking about us. It's not all of our fault. It is because you don't speak up. If I had a completely dark-skinned black child, there would be white women screaming from the rooftops doing virtual signaling. They couldn't wait to be like, look at me screaming for this black baby. They couldn't wait. That's why they're not here. Because at the same time, in order to scream for my child, you have to admit that every single white person on this case, the whole motherfucker, when have y'all heard me say anybody that was black fucked up? Sharita Parker, the CPS worker, she didn't fuck up. She made the record clear. The legal telling me to close this case. I don't know where the baby is, and he sent me a picture or whatever, but the legal is telling me to close this case. You feel me? The clerk that prints out all my paperwork, black woman. A black woman. Don't nobody touch her fucking paperwork. I file it. I print it out. I make sure we're giving her what she needs. Why? Because every time, for some reason, she come to that counter with one of you white women, you sitting there playing in her goddamn face. I go to that fucking counter and I'm like, yeah, I need a copy of this. Oh, what you need that for? Bitch, why is you asking me that? You don't even have the authority to be asking me this. And it's always a problem. Always a problem. I come in there and I go file something. Why are you hopping on the phone calling people in the back of the fucking thing to come out and question me what I'm doing? What are you doing? Because as a clerk, you don't work for the judges. You work for us. You're supposed to be neutral. But you can't do it because you know if I get one judge, I'm getting 2, 3, 4, 5, all of them. So you got to make sure before you give me a piece of paper, every motherfucking time that somebody sign off on it. Somebody knows it's coming to me. You got to give the heads up. That is what upholds this whole system that we're dealing with. And, you know, like, we have a problem because even still, like, for instance, with this, I have my issues with the Hispanic community around here. Y'all ignoring me, acting like no habla inglés when I'm talking about what's going on. You think, because y'all know I lay next to a Puerto Rican man. You know I lay next to a Puerto Rican man. You know how he's not weaponizing the fact that he's a large family because he's keeping himself private from everybody. But there's a whole Puerto Rican community I could have behind me out here. I don't hold no resentment towards that, but that's just the facts of what it is. Because in the beginning, you got to make sure I'm telling the truth. You got to see it for yourself. Like now, after a year of my ass being here and you seeing me going in and out of court, hearing the phone calls, hearing what's happening here, hearing the cops over here. Now that man looks at it and he's like, yo, bottom line, they fucking up, bro. They need to find your baby. Like, it's bothering me. My bad. They need to find your baby. Now they get it. I got black people turning their eyes from me because they think that because I'm half white, I should have some privilege, that if it's this hard, something must have been wrong. I must be lying about something somewhere. This shit is systemic and it's also a communal failure. You get what I mean? Like, that's why I said, like, children dying, this is a communal failure. Those cops that won't go do that welfare don't care because they don't think no one's going to judge them. They know that their newspaper's never going to put their name out there. They know that their sergeants are never going to hold them accountable. They know that they are going to be able to run and run and run and run and run all the time from ever being named, ever being held accountable. They won't put his name out there because there's probably somebody that knows some fucking connection of why the fuck they wouldn't do this or do that. Greece is very fucking small. Greece is extremely small, extremely local, like local. Like they all know, they all know each other. You get what I'm saying? It's very, very tight knit. They interviewed the neighbor before the mom so that they could get her white woman tears of like, I cannot believe that happened. Not in our neighborhood. Bitch, it's the usual suspect. What you mean? And then on top of it, we got the other circumstance, if you notice too, right? So they're not showing his name, his face, any of that on the news, right? There's another white man up here who killed his daughter himself and the daughter's grandmother. This was around Christmas 2024, right? He was the dean for a university. That was a yeah, the police wouldn't do this. Mom was on a vacation. He shot everybody. The baby had to crawl to a neighbor's house to try to get help and died. That's how they reported that story. That's how they reported that shit. It was a whisper. But then down there in Queens, with baby Montrell, baby Michael, I think it is, or Markel. Let me fact check my own name because I don't want to butcher his name. Both of their last names are Williams, though. I do know that. So it's like, I think, Malik. It's if Malik. Johnny got 10 apples. The reason you're... Let me always yelling. It's Malik Williams. So his mom, Cindy Williams, right? She right now, this just happened. Like, her baby literally just died. So if you look for Cindy, it's CYNDY Williams. And then on my Substack, I have a whole article where I linked everybody's like profiles, like the moms post individually to both of them saying what happened from their versions. And in her situation, she's like, I warned everybody. I warned the police. I warned ACS. I warned everybody, et cetera, et cetera. And nobody fucking listened to me. She was warning them for months that this man is abusive and you keep making me send my baby. You're forcing me to send my baby or lose all access to my baby. So I either have to put my child in danger or lose access to my child forever. That's what they wanted me to do with 7. That same shit. I put my child in danger and cross and hope and pray to God this man does not hurt my baby or lose access to my baby forever. For you to still give him my baby anyway. And now lose access to my baby forever because you don't know where the fuck she is. So we're trying not to lose access to our children on paper, and they're taking their lives because you told them it was okay. You told them it's okay to kill that kid as soon as you gave them that kid. You told them it's okay. You gave them the permission when you give them the kid. Because if you care, this is why so for instance, with Jeffrey Epstein and all of this, everybody's like, how do they get away with this? How is this happening? Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Because you're telling them it's okay. You're telling them children aren't protected every fucking day. You're telling them women aren't protected every single fucking day. The victims of Jeffrey Epstein are full-grown fucking women still being disrespected every fucking day. Still being disrespected. You're telling them that they don't deserve protection. You're telling them that there will never be justice. And for men that are going to kill kids, all they got to do is get themselves the fuck up out of here and they're never going to see justice. Like, what part is that man don't got nothing to lose? They're already suicidal. They already are. In order to go against your child's mother, you already got to be fucking suicidal. You get what I'm saying? Like, you already have to be suicidal if you're going against mothers of these young babies. All because what? Somebody don't want you? They don't realize the only reason half of us are taking them for child support is because in order to get any goddamn help from the system, you have to take them for child support. It's like you can't not go after them. If you even want to whiff for fucking assistance, daycare, fucking food stamps, healthcare, it's quite literally criminal. New York's whole system is criminal. I'm from Pennsylvania. So when I start coming after them, I'm not coming after them in they fucking court. I'm petitioning all that shit out in Pennsylvania. They've been thinking, these people have been playing up here thinking, nobody up here is going to give a fuck. You ever heard of a federal court? You ever heard of that? Thank you. You ever heard of a federal court, though? Like, come on. I'm going after them, and I'm doing it all myself, too. And, oh, no, she's never going to get an attorney. Come on, you still think I need an attorney? Stop. If anybody still thinks I need an attorney, you don't pay attention. You're not listening close enough. I do this shit off the top of my motherfucking dome. I don't, there's no way of you are just going to keep fucking just tell me this and tell me that. Okay, you told me this. Well, I'm going to email you. Per our last conversation, you just said some bullshit. Like, ultimately, where we're at today, which you said you told him you didn't know who he was, so you wouldn't know where he lived, where we live. Oh yeah, no facts. A lot of people do that. And I wish I would have just stuck with the like, she ain't yours. Go ahead, go on about your business. But honest to God, I felt like I owed it to my child to at least say I gave him a chance, because of Ronald, again, was supposed to be a sperm donor, right? He was never supposed to be like this in the house dad, etc. He was supposed to just be Uncle Leo. We called him Leo. He was supposed to be Uncle Leo. Like, she was supposed to know you as the dude who's funny as hell. Ronald had a whole life in front of him. He was 20 something when I got pregnant. I was 30. Like, dude, go live your life, bro. Show up for Christmas and holidays. Call her. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to fill this position of a dad. You don't need to. It was never supposed to be that way. He wanted to be performative, and that's where he fucked up. And that's where a lot of these men are fucking up. They're only doing it for societal approval of like, look, I tried. Like, come on. Exactly. It's to hurt you. They literally just want to hurt you. They want to make you feel like, well, if you're not going to fuck with me, I'm going to remove the baby so that, you know, you'll stop holding me accountable. Right? Like, you'll get your baby back and you'll never come after me again. Like, Ronald, right, on a recorded call, he telling Anthony on the phone, yeah, you know, I never knew somebody could be this crazy. I'm crazy because I want my child that I waited 30 years to have. Went through my whole pregnancy by myself. Gave birth to this baby. Had to deal with your crazy ass for a couple weeks. Bounced the fuck back and was living my peaceful fucking life that you had to fuck with. I'm crazy. Because I'm not going to allow a couple white women and some pens or you to ever throw dirt on my motherfucking name with who I am as a mother. I'm crazy. You don't know real crazy. If you think this is crazy, because this is normal. This is the bare minimum. People like, that's one thing. I've been on here for a long time now, going back and forth, talking about this, talking to these people, hearing other people's stories, etc., etc. And when people be like, oh my God, you fight so hard. I can't believe you're still going. You know what I mean, etc., etc. I hear it because I know where a lot of women break, and I'm not going to fault another woman for breaking because it's not fucking easy. This shit is not easy at all. To be able to deal with these fucking people some days, I think I'm a sociopath. Like, there is times where I got to stop and be like, yo, tap in. Like, is you good, bitch? Because, like, are you okay? You know what I mean? Like, how am I doing this? But then the bottom line is, this is the bare minimum, because there's not going to be one day that is going to go unaccounted for with my child of, mommy, what was you doing? Even the days when I'm in the house and quote, what the fuck did them bitches be saying? Yo, they be on here talking about all she do is just sit on the phone and eat. Even the days I'm sitting on the phone and eating, I'm cussing out legislators. I'm cussing out congressmen. I'm tagging the goddamn mayor. I'm tagging the governor. I'm setting something here in motion. I'm setting something over there in motion. I'm always doing something, right? You said you would be prison. Yeah, no, absolutely. If it wasn't for fucking God, if it was not for God, and if it was not for, like, especially y'all, if it was not for my friends, if it was not for my family, like, if it was not, especially this man, oh my God. Because he actually helps a lot. We fight so much about other dumb shit that I feel like it actually keeps me calm. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll argue with him about dumb shit at the level that I want to really go argue with these people. And sometimes it'd be nice. Like, I'll be like, what the fuck you... ICE can come in here. Like we'll be in the house going back and forth. I'll be screaming at him the way I really should be cussing him. He is the greatest fucking distraction. Absolutely the greatest distraction. Because, child, like, I cannot some days. I literally, the other day, we were laying there. I'm laying across the bed. He's sitting there playing again. He like, are you good? Like, are you good? I'm like, outside, I'm calm. internally, it is bloody inside. Like, what is going on in my head? We've been watching a lot. Put it this way. Go watch one of them Korean movies with like the hired, hitmen and shit like that. That's what goes on inside of my head some days where I'm like, I just wish we lived in a Korean drama and I was like an outsourced assassin. I mean, I live in America in the real world, and I'm genuinely, honest to God, I say this all the time. You can't say that I intend to hurt anybody because I don't even know who the fuck I would want to go after, and I know I might only get one shot. Like, it might be like Eminem, like, I only got one shot, do not miss my chance. Like, so I don't really have anybody, and as long as I believe that my child is alive, I was the one whose phone broke right after. Oh my God. Do you know my phone's broken too? Girl, my shit is fucked up. My phone is shattered. So I'm honest to God, I'm fucked up right now. Like the last couple months when it came to work, back to what I was saying, just because of that does legal on a cliff note, that leaves it on a legal cliff note. I do not intend to harm anybody. I just want judicial blood. That's it. I want the respect of when I step in front of a federal court and I have a lawsuit in place, multiple lawsuits in place, I want them to no longer have the power to even think that they get to like brush it. I want it to be hardcore, me against them and them on the stand, and I get to finally cross, because I already know when I go in front of a judge, they gonna be like, because you know me, I got my first questions. Nicole Ellen Bailey, are you a racist? That's my first question to Nicole Bailey. Are you a racist? How many of your children are African American? How many of your children are through the foster system? How many of their cases do you personally know their attorneys? I emailed that bitch the other day too. Talk about, do you got an attorney? Because I'm about to sue you. You got an attorney I can contact? I got nothing. Oh, thank you. Oh my God, man. Child, we have to do another live to just gossip. Because what? No, thank you. I'm gonna get my baby soon. Through the same, got away with both my kids. I think would have been in the news. No, facts. Facts. Oh yeah, I emailed Nicole last. You wanna tell me like your attorney's name? You have one? Are you gonna represent yourself? You can just admit to whatever the fuck I want to accuse you on. We can settle. You know. Court dates. I don't even remember when that was. We have another one on Tuesday. That's what I do now. We got another one on Tuesday. But yeah, we got Nicole. Those are my questions. Are you a racist? Ronald. Oh my God. My first question for Ronald is literally, Mr. Contreras, what is your address? For the record. And then whatever he says, I'm going to go, now was that hard? Do you have a lease? Proof of rental payments? Through a portal? Not Cash App. Rental applications? When's the last time Seven's seen a doctor? Why? I don't know. Would you not tell me if my child was dead or alive for several months? Oh, he do. You know they swiped his bank account for child support. All that back pay child support swiped the fuck out of his ass. He back up $6,000 as of the 12th. Back up $6,000. You know why? Because when he didn't return back for any of the court proceedings, he also missed his own proceeding for child support. So the stop on the child support got lifted, and they basically went back and charged him all his child support all over again. So for the whole time that he's had 7, he's still been charged child support. And guess what? The only way to get out of being, still deemed responsible for that child support would be what? Going to court. Isn't this so funny? I think that's so funny. It would not even giving her up, just going to court. You just gotta come in. Come on. Just come on into court. Yeah, no, his taxes went to one of those addresses because that's where they sent the notice of the lien that they was gonna put on his ass and swiped all his money, so. Cause he's crazy. He crazy. Ronald crazy. Ron crazy. That's why. Ron crazy. That's the simplest version, babe. I'm gonna put this up. No, I'm not up 6K, bitch. I'm broke again. What you think I've been able to sustain being out here. I've already gone through all my savings, all income, everything. Like, I am broke. Broke as a motherfucking joke right now. As hell. So that's why, like, I have to get back on the internet. I have to get working. I have to do what I have to do. But I'm so deep in litigation, and I'm so deep with being monitored by everybody. Like, whoever this is down here. Who are you? Random person that just popped up on the invite. Being monitored and whatnot, that it's like because here's the thing. We can't get anywhere because I won't give them much information, so they can't come after me and just try to slice me out. Right? You're not getting anything. You can't say I'm still living in a car because I have my office, and I don't need to tell you where I sleep at night because she's not with me. That's an old picture. And whatnot. No, we've not found my baby. Otherwise, I would not still be on here, babe. At day 20. But, yeah. Like, what was I saying? As far as cash, as far as money and things like that, I'm more focused. Like, obviously, y'all already know I always have a Cash App of. I always have GoFundMe. I have a GoFundMe right now that I'm trying to grow so that I can actually help other people. Like, I have other friends in the same situation. So it's not even like just myself. I literally have other friends that don't have a platform, that are scared to speak online fully right now because their situations are worse. And there's all types of time where it's like, yo, somebody might need, money to go print out shit for them to take into court. Somebody might need money to like make binders for evidence and things like that. Like, there's a lot of shit that comes down with just the whole court aspect of it, but also the cost of living in general. Obviously, my viewership dropped down because I wasn't online. My phone is still broken, so I still got to repair my phone, or I got to get a new phone. I'm over here to fucking repair the phone, $400. Y'all want to talk some money for a second? Like, can I complain about some money for 5 moments? And this is not a beg or anything like that, but it's a manifestation, because I always say when I talk about this, I always get money. Whatever. So if all you can do is listen and put it in the universe for God to help lift and alleviate some of these problems, this helps all the time. Ready? We got my office rent is up. They're overcharging me. So in order to make up on my office rent, that's like $3,000, right? That's a $3,000 tag right now. Then we have, because I basically burnt through all my savings to catch up a couple months of office so that hopefully by now we would have my child. Well, obviously we see where the fuck that looks like. So I have to pay office rent, right? That's about $700 a month. Then you have the cost of gas, food, normal people shit, right? Now we have my phone is broken. My phone, I'm filming on an iPad from 2018 right now. Excuse me, which is why it's so grainy and all of that shit. My phone being broken has completely slowed me down. That's why you don't see me on live as much. My phone broke around Christmas, so it's been 2 months, right? The fucking screen and the back are $400. It's about $200 if I repair it myself, right? in order to get even a new phone from like Metro piece of shit or something is like $50-$60. I've considered getting an Android. That's how bad it is and how bad I need a phone so that I could get back on fucking TikTok so that I can make fucking money, right? In total for TikTok, in the last 90 days, I've made maybe $15. So whoever the fuck thinks I come on TikTok whining and crying for money, please stop saying that. That is defamation at its finest. $15. I was kicked off of Instacart, so I'm not able to do Instacart, right? So that whole stream of income that I used to have of Instacart, which was my job holding me over on like the 9-to-5 side of it, is completely a dub. I cannot take a job because one, hours, scheduling, mental health. I'm on the internet calling out every fucking local governor, petitioner, fucking legislator, the attorneys, etc., etc. Don't nobody around this bitch want Tristina working anywhere, right? The other side of it is I literally do not have the time. I do not have the time to work a 9-to-5. I did apply for a 9-to-5, actually, that's going to be like a remote position. Hopefully I hear back from that, where it would be a project management for like digital products and shit, like branding and all that shit, which, you know, I do that with my eyes closed. They use like apps like ClickUp and stuff. So they wanted to know, are you familiar with ClickUp? And we already know I'm a ClickUp expert. I have a verification. We know I got my business as a digital organization and planning strategist, but none of y'all bitches want to get y'all calendar in check or get organized. So I don't really make much money there. I'm still selling ClickUp templates. I might get maybe 1 or 2 randomly over there on fucking Etsy going, but I also have been so caught up in everything going on with locating my baby and arguing with cops. And if you're wondering what a day in my life looks like, just honest to God, right? And because now my stalker has an order of protection against her, I can actually tell you what my life looks like, because now the bitch can't follow me all over the goddamn city. I was being stalked by that bitch. Like, I don't think y'all understand how to the depths of her stalking went. She was calling the office building, telling them that I'm living here because I'm coming in at 2:00. I'm coming in at 2:00 so the bitch would think I was spending the night at my nigga's house, so she wouldn't be fucking following me from my 9 to 10 o'clock window from when I used to leave. So now she fucking then was calling them saying I'm staying here. So then I had to switch up my whole schedule so that I wasn't here and whatnot. It was insane. It was absolutely fucking insane, bro. She's calling here. They're not even confirming that I'm here. And she's blowing them up, talking about, I know that she's there because I matched the color of the walls to the Zillow listings and this. What the fuck is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? What do you mean? That is crazy. Yo, that woman was stalking me. She was literally, I just said it, she was matching the walls for leased out office spaces to determine where I was, bro. All of it. Oh, she's literally right now. Oh, she's getting charged. Like, she was already charged. She went to court for her appearance on February 3rd, and there's an order of protection now. We got all that. We got the record of the call. While they're sitting there at the fucking desk acting like they don't know who the fuck Tristina is, she's on there telling them all my life story about this potential person named Tristina Kardashian. She's giving out my addresses. She's like, oh, she has this, she has that, you know, etc. She's suing the police. She's doing, like, she is crazy, bro. So then, right, because we're all like, okay, well, if she pops up here, we're going to call the police on her, right? We're going to call the police. The sheriffs already knew that this ongoing shit was still happening. Because remember, she was mad that the charges against me got dropped and the case got closed. So she's been harassing the fuck out of the district attorney's office, right? About it. She's on here talking about me. She's driving around by my nigga's house. Like, she was all over the place, right? So that's why I was just getting quiet. I wasn't giving her the access to just watch me. Like, it was like, you're really stealing my energy and my sparking, bitch. And like, it's fucking with my skin. So I'm like, all right, bet. So the sheriffs are already put on game. They already knew what, like, some shit is going on. Okay. So now the staff here, security, like, we have security, like, in my building, you cannot, yeah, she had her daughter with her out here stalking me and all that. I am getting off. I gotta take a shit. All right, bitch, I haven't been talking in forever. Oh my God, I need to run my mouth. So fucking, she's following me all around, whatever. So I'm like, all right, bet. So that's why I posted. I know you back too. God damn, they be on. I'm getting off. They are like, oh my God, bitch, it's past your curfew. I know that man is like looking at the clock, like she still got to braid my hair and get a shower. And I know she gonna want some dick and I got to wake up early tomorrow morning. I know this is why I'm poor, because I can't come on TikTok because I got stalkers. I can't work in my office space freely and come and go because I got a stalker. I can't, like, bitch, it is a lot. It is fucking a lot. I can't even use my phone in the car to FaceTime y'all or fucking TikTok live with y'all because the phone screen broken. Like, I'm fucked up. Hit my Cash App, bitch. Hit my shit. Okay, I'm fucked up. No, I need to come home. You're not even home. I miss you. That sucks. You ain't even gonna be home if I come home. But yeah, like, so she over here, I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna bait her ass out. I said, this is how I'm gonna bait her out, right? I posted online saying it is a shame I have to post these flyers wherever I go because I'm being stalked, right? Now, where do I go? Bitch, where do I go? Nowhere. However, if you post something like that, I have to post these flyers wherever I go. Do you know what a stalker is gonna do? Show up. I told my head security, I said, tomorrow. He's like, what? I said, she's coming. He's like, how you know? I'm like, she's coming. Don't worry, she's coming. He's like, okay, right? And they're like, this lady ain't, she's an internet weirdo. She's not. Child, soon enough after I left one afternoon, boop, who you think showed up? Who you think was down in the lobby talking about, I'm here to see if there's posters hung up? Security like, what are you talking about? Mind you, the poster right there. Black people ain't shit. We ain't shit. This where she fucked up. She thinking she calling white people. So she's thinking she talk about the little black girl that wish she could, talking all this shit. She gonna get her white woman shit on, right? She thought she had it all down packed. That bitch was calling niggas. So everybody had on their corporate. When I tell you, it was the funniest week in this motherfucker, yo. Everybody had on their corporate voices. Like, it was straight. Oh my God, I cannot. You're saying in this individual's name is what? Okay, no, I'm going to look that up for you. Like, everybody had on their corporate voice. That bitch came in here, yo. They said, bitch, she's here. Yeah, don't say. But here's the thing. You know what was so funny about the moment she showed up here? You want to know what was so funny? Y'all ain't even ready for this. Y'all ain't even ready. Ask where I was. Go ahead and ask. Because she's been calling. I've been making reports, right? I finally got a report put in that, authorized for me to go be able to get a warrant. So at the time that she showed up here at my office, guess where I was? The police station. I was at the police station applying to press the charge and get the warrant for arrest. So the whole time I'm there, and they're already hearing how much lengths this woman is going to stalk me, right? I'm like, oh, one moment. Hey, she at my office building right now. They said, stop. No, you're fucking with us. I said, oh, no. Put her on speaker. Go ahead and say that again. And it's my receptionist like, no, she's here. She just here. Yeah, she was here. They was like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, yeah, so you want to finish that? And I'm going to go over there to make a new report that she was there and document that part and all of that, right? So boom. So what they do is, right? They don't do like the warrant right away to go pick her up, none of that. They scheduled her ass on an appearance. She didn't know that appearance was coming, right? I told, they start as fans and then they become stalkers, as if you wasn't a fan of me because of how nasty I am with this shit. I don't know what got into her head. She fucked up because I don't know. She was on that live stream. Somebody warned her, Tristina is highly intelligent. She was like, I don't know about that. I don't know. And they were like, no, Tristina is highly intelligent. Like, bitch, like, tread lightly. Tread lightly. Like, Shanti told her, she don't play clean. Like, she play dirty. I play real dirty, bitch. I get real dirty, muddy with that shit. Muddy with it. Yeah. So I'm like, oh, okay. So not only was you at my office while I was doing that, right? Boom. They said, yup, Megan, they set her up. They said, okay, we're not going to do the warrant. We're going to do appearance. An appearance. Here's the thing. In the meantime, before she got that appearance, what you think she was doing? She over here on my Twitter. She over here on my Substack. She over here, over there. She got her daughter making accounts and talking to me on the Substack. She got this going on and that going on. And I'm like, yo, she just don't quit. That's why she had her hearing on the 2nd or the 3rd or whatever. And she probably was in there just, where's she at? Where is she at? Yeah, where's she at? Where's she at? Guess what, bitch? I don't even gotta come. I was at home. You're mad. You're mad. You're mad. I really wasn't. I don't know what were we doing on that day, man. I think I was busy. I was dealing with shit for my baby. I wasn't in the house. I think, yeah. If I'm not mistaken, I feel like we were actually doing something for my baby. She found me on the internet because of Nicole Bailey. So because of Nicole Bailey was her court attorney referee, she found me and she was like, yo, Nicole Bailey playing with me, da da da. Can I talk to you about this? Blah, blah, blah. And then we started talking and all that. But then I realized, bitch, a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puff. So I'm telling her, I'm like, look, listen, boom, just whatever you do, be mindful with how you be speaking to these people. Because I already know the game that they play. They're just going to say that you're crazy and you don't want to be proven as crazy. So you want to be on top of your shit, right? But then she got mad because she was trying to tell me that her attorney, Leticia Estacio, who everybody knows the bitch kind of a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs herself, right, was not doing this and not doing that and blah, 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 blah. So then she sends a Leticia Estacio this whole message about, oh, my attorney who's not my favorite attorney and is mad that I'm your client and blah, blah, blah. Some bullshit. Leticia Estacio right back, I'm going to get you 730 if you don't stop texting me. Now, mind you, Leticia Estacio is crazy as hell. Like, everybody knows she's crazy as hell. Good lawyer, crazy as hell. What's funny, I actually discovered a post where she was actually supporting Nicole Bailey becoming the referee over Fatima Reed, which is very interesting, and I want to go down that rabbit hole later. I just wonder, why the fuck would you support her? But that also makes sense on why she wouldn't take me when I reached out to her and never said anything and all of that. But then she responded a little while later talking about you can cash at me some money for a fucking phone call because, bitch, now I get it. You was, you and Nicole Bailey. Because the only way Leticia Estacio right now is getting any motherfucking thing is unless she get hood niggas that can afford her because she's going to be doing something cheap, or a sign counsel, and they got her doing a sign counsel over there in the family court, right? In Nicole Bailey courtroom. So, now, this bitch is telling me, oh yeah, and you won't say my name because you know better. I won't say your name because it's like Beetlejuice. I will say Bloody Mary. It's like home because you're... So, the other day... or whatever, that day where she's telling me like, oh yeah, this is what I said to her. I wrote back. I'm like, yo, thank you. I'm like, yo, you can't talk to her like that. Like, I get it, but like being pro se doesn't mean you don't have to still speak to them in their language. Otherwise, you completely fuck up your own record, right? She gets mad at me, frustrated, whatever. I'm like, okay, you can be upset with me, but I mean, it's the truth. You want to argue with me because you can't argue with them. That's fine, but I'm not going to argue with you. Right? So she's like, no, it's not like that. I'm like, okay, cool. So shit get quiet. Right? Then out of nowhere, Facebook. Boom. All right. I start getting rid of people on Facebook. I forget the bitch is even there. But I remember she's there because she make a post about Charlie Kirk and oh my God and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, Charlie Kirk, bitch. You crying over. She is one of them. Doop! Kick that bitch on up out of there. Right? I was already getting rid of everybody. I didn't want her local. I thought I didn't even have her on Facebook. So that's why it was like, oh shit, like we're actually even friends on Facebook. Let me get you on up out of there. But also, bitch, I don't like the way you going after your black attorney. trying to play like she's incompetent. She might be a little bit crazy, but the bitch ain't incompetent. She was not a judge for no reason. She was the youngest judge. Youngest black woman judge around this bitch. Like real judge. Not family court judge, like real judge, right? She just got a little bit of problems with the bottle. All right. So yeah, no, Charlie Kirk, bitch. So I'm like, okay. And then on top of it, the whole Charlie Kirk thing, all that, I'm like, yeah. And I don't want nobody even thinking that we fucking friends. Hey, I don't want them going after you because of me and trying to signal, you know, like for me to want to protect somebody, or other vice versa because of whatever the fuck you got going on. They think they're going to fuck with me and all that. Like, nah. So I get her on up out of there. While goes by. Out of nowhere, I get this text. Oh, you bitch, you blocked me. Why? Because I'm a white lady. Let me guess, because I'm a white lady. You know, go disappear like you're disappearing, baby. La da 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 da. A Saturday morning. I said, doop, the call, hello? She don't answer. Oh, you can stop calling, blah, blah. I'm like, yo, who are you talking to, shorty? You, Tristina Dees, Tristina Kardashian, whatever your name is, da da da. No, the fuck you not. So I'm like, well, first and foremost, you see how you could text my phone right now, right? Right. So you could have just been like, hey, what's up, right? No decorum, no couth, nothing. You don't even think to like me personally, I like lining a nigga first. If I feel like you did some weird shit, I'm gonna play shit sweet. Like, hey, what's up? Oh my God, did you deactivate on Facebook? Oh, so that's why you removed me? Oh, okay. No, I mean, I get it. I respect it, right? That's what I would have did. I would have tried to like suss out the whole shit. Man, that bitch called me everything but a child of God. Was going in on me. I'm like, okay. So then that's when, remember, I came to Facebook and was like, see, white women like her here in Rochester, this is exactly why I don't like taking them as clients when it comes to analyzing their cases and talking to them and all that, because yup, she one of them crazy upstate crazy. You don't even have the decorum to talk to somebody who's helping you. And then when I don't immediately, you know, kiss ass with you, not even paying me, mind you, bitch don't even pay me. Not even paying me. I'm just talking to you out the goodness of my heart, and because we had a mutual, you know, enemy, that I'm like, okay, like if this is going on, I'm trying to stack up how many people under this court, how many people under this court, like what's happening here, who's doing this here, right? So I'm like, okay, boom. You not even paying me, blah, 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 blah. What you think this is? This why I don't fuck with y'all. Because then you turn on me. The second I give any pushback, I had this one woman, yo, drunk as a skunk, calling me when she's drunk, wanting to go through her paperwork middle of the night, and I'm listening and shit. And I'm like, yo, shorty, first of all, do y'all see this face? What the fuck makes you think I have the time? Unpaid. Let's be clear. Everybody talk about go get a job, but you don't respect the job that I have. I give you my shit for free. The bitch been an entertainer. The bitch been a consultant. You get what I'm saying? I've been a receptionist. I've been a virtual assistant. Like, I've been doing things like this for my job. This is just a weird circumstance that allows me to kind of bring together a bunch of shit. But like, you don't even respect the job that I have. They see me posting videos and think I'm doing it for fun. Like I ain't been a fucking graphic designer. Like I'm going out of the way. Like you think I post my videos to look the way they do because I'm having fun and it's just so cute? Like, yes, I love editing. I've been a graphic designer. I know what calls the attention. I know what signals a series. I've been a social media manager. I've done this. This is my job. I just don't got nothing else to talk about but locating my kid. What else am I supposed? What? You get what I mean? Like, I could come on here and talk about my nigga all day. I could talk about this. There's no point in that. Me and that man don't like being talked about on the internet. I don't like talking about him on the internet because I want to get rid of his ass every other week, and I don't want a goddamn fucking footnote sometimes. I don't want no paper trail. Y'all know he there. Bitches is really, she on the internet talking about some, yeah, she's only up there for him and this, that, and the third. And you know what, bitch? You hit the nail on that, because some days I do think I really am only like really wanting to stay here, because I could go fight these people from another state, but it actually is a lot easier sometimes, I think, to be able to say, and you just so damn pretty. So on that note, I'm gonna go remind myself that he's pretty. He gotta wake up. We got shit to do, and I gotta work. But no, I'm getting back to fucking working, being back to TikTok, running my motherfucking mouth. When y'all see me on, if y'all not gonna sit in the live, you know me, I hop off. But otherwise, I don't mind sitting on here and running my mouth. I like this shit. My face is dry. I need to exfoliate. This is trifling. That's why you see me keep touching my face. It literally feels like sandpaper. Like, it is gross. Extremely dry. What else? What else? Is there anything important I need to tell y'all? I told you I have a Cash App. I told you I got to GoFundMe. We're trying to get the GoFundMe up. We're trying to get this out. I need to push my videos to go viral. So if you can even just spam watch my page, watch past the first minute, please. Because even just watching videos past the first minute, once we hit a certain threshold of views, I might make 60 cents. You get what I'm saying? That little $5 that TikTok be sending out, it really do be coming in handy. My Cash App is Tristina Kardashian. Thank you, baby. Right on time. Tristina Kardashian. No, I've not found my baby. And another reason, too, on needing to get this money up is in the event we do locate my child and I have to catch a flight to California, I literally need to get over there. You get what I mean? Like, I need to hop on a plane. So I have to get my money up for my phone. At best, $50, $60 will get me a new phone. That's one thing. I have to get my phone screen replaced and all of that. But even if I could just get a new phone on a separate plan or something, I'll go do that. We don't know where she's at. So they could be in California, Arizona, Colorado, fucking... This is Ronald, bitch. Who knows? I've personally, like... This is all I can do to locate my child. I'm not arguing with these cops no more. The missing persons report is in the National Police Database. They are choosing not to release her name, her photos to the national databases for missing children. So it's in the police database. It's registered that she's a missing person. It is registered. Ronald has a warrant out of New York. The warrant says for him to be arrested and for my daughter to return to me. So those are the two facts that make sure if you're going to share my story, you're going to tell anybody, etc., keep clear. 7 is actually registered as a missing person since February 7th, 2026 with the California Patterson Police Services. Because they don't go by department, which is kind of weird. But California Police Services, or Patterson Police Services, as a missing person. Ronald has not been located at any former addresses, any potential addresses. Can't find him. Can't find his car. Can't find shit. Ronald has actually kidnapped my child. So all that's gone on this whole time, the paper trail lines up that her attorneys, his attorneys, CPS, the judges in the court, her mother, Tristina Dees, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, Rochester PD, Monroe County Sheriffs, New York State Police, Patterson Police, Stanislaus County Sheriffs, Stockton County Sheriffs have all conducted investigations to locate 7 Moon and have failed. Okay? I'm getting hangry. My bad. That was a little aggressive. But have failed. They've all failed. No one knows where my child is. This is not the ongoing of the same issues. This is where the record stands. The record stands that no one knows where my child is. No one knows where Ronald Contreras is. No one is able to locate them. They have done medical records. They've tried cards. Like, I'm not going to reveal every single effort, but there is, like, understand, no tail. Nothing. Dead end. They are on a dead end. to where they are. And they will not release her photos because the court has still not made an official ruling to give me custody, even though the warrant says to return her back to me, even though the state still shows that I am her custodial guardian. Everybody was lying. That was Seven's attorney. What you guys are thinking is Ronald's attorney when he said, I talked to them in the house and all of that over FaceTime. That was Seven's attorney covering his fucking ass. Andrew DePasquale is Seven's attorney covering his ass. Seven has not seen a doctor, to my knowledge, since October of 2024. Yeah, he just saw them over FaceTime, and he also has confirmed, even in writing in an email, that Ronald Contreras will not give over an address. He would not confirm where they were. He would not disclose anything. He told him, I'm not giving you the address because the last time the attorneys gave it to Tristina, which is also not even fucking true. So, I've not heard from Sevi since March 4th of 2025. So, like, where this stands, my child is actually missing. This is not like just missing, they're not looking. This is not like Ronald just took off with her and they're hiding. This is literally, they have no idea if Ronald or Seven are dead or alive. You get what I mean? Like, they really have no fucking clue where my baby is. The court has no clue. Her attorneys have no clue. The police have no clue. Three county sheriffs have no idea where she actually is. I'm gonna for anybody just joining, I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna post it back on my Substack so that you're able to watch the entire thing over as long as I can download it and get it over there. I'll put the whole thing on my Substack, put it on 2x speed and just listen through. I'm talking, I'm reading, you know me, I'm all over the place telling everything, telling the backstory, telling all that. It's not on the news and on the media because, it's not on the news and on the media because the police will not release the information to the national agencies because the agencies will then put it on the news and the media, and then that will establish the fact on the internet publicly that Tristina warned all of them this was going to happen. Exactly. And for anybody rewatching this on the live play, they're saying, you were right all along. Tristina warned them all along. This really needs to be on the news, bro. Absolutely. This needs to be on the news. So call police, call news stations all over the country. Tag news stations. Tag whoever the fuck you can. Like, call New York, tell them when we pull up, we got to see them. Like, do whatever y'all have to do to get this out there. Because we really don't know where Seven is. I'm not exaggerating it. I'm not just highlighting the failures of the court. I'm telling you, we genuinely do not know where my child is. We have no fucking idea. Thank you. Yeah, they've made it all worse. Every single agency made it worse because when they got on the phone with the next agency and everybody realized, oh, fuck. They're like, okay, well, just don't give her this information. Don't give her that information. Don't give her this or whatever. Because why? I come here and I tell y'all. And they don't like that. They don't like that I expose that they're incompetent. They don't like that shit. And multiple kids are coming up dead in New York State for the exact same circumstances. The exact same circumstances. I kid you not, the exact same circumstances. Family court failure to move and do welfare checks, child ends up dead. They don't listen, then they discover child's dead and they're like, oh shit, your child's dead, our bad. Like the girl down in Brooklyn with her son's name is Montrell Williams, right? So Montrell Williams was thrown off a bridge. Michael Williams was beat to death by his father. And then we have Axel Hernandez up here who was just shot and his father shot himself. His mother has reported that he's cut contact with her. Yeah, so like all three of these situations, like the two, Michael and Axel are recent. Like those are just within the last like 2 weeks of going on. And then Montrell was the baby. It was about a year ago, I think I was talking about that. His mom is somewhere on here. She's very young. I think she's very private. So I won't name her name because I noticed that it's also not really in like articles anywhere. However, like, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think she's still even a minor. Like, I think she was only, what, 17? She might be 18 now or something, but she was still very young. And she was telling them for a month, where's my baby? Where's my baby? Where's my baby? Yeah, Ronald's mom is a little cuckoo for me. Yeah. They don't abusive to the mother of their child, abusive to animals, abusive to anybody. They could be abusive to a child. Ronald's cousin, he over here, he's somewhere lurking around. You know he ain't got nothing else to do. Thank you. Yeah, I definitely, like, at this point, if the best thing that comes out of my life is to be able to raise awareness in general for all of our kids, then that's all I'm going to continue to do with my life, because I'm livid. I'm absolutely fucking livid, because this isn't going to stop. It's not going to stop. These men are younger and younger and younger. Like, these are all young men in their 20s doing this. Just for context. These are young men. They are giving the same, like, look, think about this world right now, right? Where they're all like, these young boys are out here doing this and doing that, and they're all fucking playing video games and crazy in the head. But let's give them the baby for the weekend. Oh shit, I'm sorry. I'm trying to hold this so the charger doesn't mess up. But, like, let's just give them the baby for the weekend. They see the moms and they're like, she's too stupid to be able to keep up with us anyway. They don't know anything. They're just trying to be a problem. Right? Like, okay. District attorney is, yeah, that's what you're asking. Like, what happened to the DA? A district attorney says, have the police charge him. The police have to bring the charge. And the police say, well, we can't bring the charge because it's a court thing. And I say, no, it's not. It's penal law 135.50 or 135.45 or 278.5 or da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And then they go, well, until the court orders that you have custody, it's not kidnapping. And then I go, actually, I still have visitation and he's withholding my child from me having visitation. So it is actually still a criminal matter and you can actually still charge him. And then they go, no, we can't. And I go, do you want to call an attorney and confirm that before you continue to tell me that? And then they get scared. And then they do what cops do and run. Run from accountability, destroy the record. But you know me, I love a good recording. I love this one-party consent. And that's another reason I ain't leaving New York. I love me some one-party consent. I love recording a motherfucker. Oh my God, it'd be so much fun when they don't know and you just be listening. Like, wow. Like the judge's clerk, I told y'all, she loved to get on the phone with me talking about something. He needs to just give you the baby. I said, well, you know, the judge kind of has to order for him to do that. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You want to know when that phone call was? That was a little while ago. That was right after Jen got me arrested. Oh, I said her name. Here she go. Here she go. She coming. Yeah, that one-party consent is nice. I like that one-party consent. If I go home, that means I have to drive all the way over to Jersey to make my phone calls so I can record people because they got a one-party consent and I don't got time to be driving over to big fucking Jersey just to make a call. That's enough. But all right, y'all, I'm out. If anybody wants to share my stories, share my Cash App, share my fucking GoFundMe, support this. I do need to get money to, one, afford to fix my phone, afford to pay my bills, afford to get food, also fly across the country. I'm gonna be back online. I'm gonna be back making my videos and being all over the fucking place. They have not silenced me. I was just silent for a minute because we needed to get that bitch charged and get that order of protection, to be honest. And also, I like that they're so fucking clueless in that building if I don't talk on here. It is so funny. They be so clueless. Like, they don't know what to do. They don't know what to do. You thought it was your second party? What do you mean? Oh, is that a joke? I'm sorry. I ain't catching the joke. Was that a second party? What? Oh, you thought you were my second party. In some circumstances, you're my second party, yes. Sometimes, but don't give them too much, bitch. This live stream going back up. They're going to be sick when they see this. They're going to be like, she was telling them people all of that? Because they don't watch my live streams like that. And they might catch bits and pieces. Like, you know, if you watch my live stream for the entirety, you know how much information comes out my fucking mouth. They don't realize how much y'all actually know, have seen, speak. They really don't get it. And then that's why another reason why I don't always post too much is because it gives it away how many people are keeping up. Like, I love when y'all comment. Don't stop commenting how much you know and what you think and all that. Keep that shit going. Keep doing it. Keep saying something. But I also don't like showing the hand, because these older people, you got to remember, back in the day, you know how hard it was to get on the camera and get in front of more than a room of 20 people? That shit, like, for me right now, I'm in the room of 20 fucking people right now. Half these people couldn't get the attention of 20 people at one time to save their motherfucking life. So they be so, like, tweaked out about the fact of, what do you mean she has 11,000 followers? Like, what do you mean there's 100 and something people that seen that video? 200 people, 1,000 people, 10,000 people, 100,000 people. Like, that shit scares them. There is power in numbers. Hey, girl. Like, there is power in numbers. So keep it up. Share it. I'm going to post this up there. If you go to my Substack now, you'll be able to see the full videos and see what's over there in the articles and things like that. I've been writing over there a little bit more. If you ask me questions in my comment section, it helps me to figure out what I'm writing on. Girl, same shit, different day, 520, still looking for my baby. About to get off. Now, you will have to catch this on the replay. And yeah, what you say? That's why we need everyone who watches to get a little... Yeah, no, honestly though, if you're a consistent watcher and you've been watching, now's the time to, like, you can show your ass. Like, we can show our asses now. Show your ass. We're not waiting for the paperwork no more. We got the paperwork. The warrant says to return her to me, and the missing persons report establishes that she's missing, and it's not been closed. It's still open. It's been open since last Saturday. That's 7 days. All right, 8 days now. So I'm out. My stomach's growling. My head hurts. I need to go get my life together. And I'm sure my stalker's probably sitting outside waiting somewhere for me. Crazy as hell. And she's just so cute. That's just me right there. That's Dee Dee right there. That little cutesy bootsy. The look over the shoulder, that's it though. Yep. And she is her mama's baby. Thank you. Yeah. But definitely, like I said, I thank y'all for y'all support. I thank y'all for y'all gifts. Like, even if you are unable to actually financially support, bitch, manifest it. Go do a prayer. Do a rain dance and say, God, somebody send Tristina some fucking cash. And we could get this shit over with and be able to start flying around. Because if I could fly out to California too, that helps. Because I need to go put my boots on the ground. I come out to California, make some shit shake. I want to go see Ron, little cousin, big cousin. That's what I want to do, honest to God. What did you say to me on the internet, little boy? Bitch, I'm 200 pounds, big body. Like, what did you say to me? If we get my phone screen fixed and we give me a flight, I'm just... Read between the lines, ho. Read between the lines. Let's get Tristina money up so we could get some shit moving. They said I want to do it for the Vine. They don't know. Hey guys, come with me. Amen. Amen. All right, I'm out. I'm ending this now. Bye. I'm actually getting off now. I'm pressing the button. Okay? I will see y'all later. I might be back, might not be back. Don't know when I'll be back. You said come with me to California.